do is choose something that matches your style. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Installation included with qualifying purchases. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Mary Grace. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's in 2017. And 2 months after losing her, my dad was diagnosed. The earlier the diagnosis you have, the more time you have with your loved one. With my dad, now that I know what's coming, I'm able to create memories not only for him, but for myself. So when he can't remember, I'll remember for him.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event when Dave, the sales guy, asks, want to test drive the Rogue? And I'm like, let's go. We're driving when Dave says, check out the VC turbo engine. I hit the gas and whoosh. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Dave goes, if you think that's cool, watch this. Dave shows me the miles per gallon and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty impressive fuel economy. Dave mentions, these new cars are going fast. And in that moment, I had to have that Rogue. Crazy, right?
Wait till you hear how I got my Sentra.
Now Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Lab-grown diamonds might be new to retail, but not to Desert Wholesale Diamond. Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor of Desert Wholesale Diamond. And even though I'm a 4th-generation natural diamond importer, I was the first to import these gorgeous, eco-friendly, low-carbon footprint, conflict-free, real and genuine diamonds to the West Coast. And unlike everyone who's recently gotten on the lab-grown bandwagon, we work with the largest growers in the world to bring you the best possible diamonds at the lowest possible price. We know what to import and what to reject. And because we're importing direct, working in our low-overhead wholesale offices, and making our own rings, bracelets, and earrings in our own facility, we can offer better pricing than anyone. So work with the leader, not the followers, and let us find you the perfect cultivated diamond for less, a lot less.
Call 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow Dave on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, so I'll wait to talk about it on Monday. But you know how we got a $1,580 first prize for the Harman Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we got a big old chunky second prize. I don't know if I should say what it is just yet, but it's big. And then we have weekly prizes of $50 gift certificates to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. So the Pick'em contest is getting to be a bigger deal. You should check it out over at 1580thefanatic.com. It's right there. Everything you need. I really mean it this time. Everything you need is right there for you to go over and get yourself hooked up to be a part of our Pick'em contest. So anyway, hey, you know, it's kind of sad to report that somebody died, but it's also fun just to report it so I can say his name. Chichi Rodriguez passed away at 88.
Yeah, one of the great sports caster faux pas of all time. A sportscaster actually went on the air one time, not knowing who Chichi Rodriguez is, and called him Chai Chai Rodriguez.
That must have been related to me. But so Chai Chai Rodriguez,
Wow.
he has passed away.
Yeah.
8-time PGA Tour winner, and he was a character. You know, he used to do some fun stuff out there on the course. The other players were complaining about these days it'd be no big deal. But yeah, he'd put his hat over the hole, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't want the birdies to fly away."
Yeah.
And then he would draw his club like it was a sword. You know, he'd do the whole thing there. Hey, he was a lot of fun. The guy was a lot of fun. They don't know how he passed away, but I think I figured it out.
Okay.
I think he got hit by that plane that ran off the runway the Panthers were on. When that thing skidded off the runway, I think he was just standing there, just like going for
was
a
out
walk.
there minding his own business.
Just right there. Took out
Wow.
Chichi. Yeah. Did you hear about the plane running off? The team was like, "Hey, let's go home after this preseason fun." And then they landed there in Charlotte, and then the plane just skidded right off the runway, got into the mud, and just they all had to climb out and then take a bus to the terminal.
That's crazy.
That's no good after a hard fought preseason football game.
Yeah, if they don't tell me anything else about Chichi Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure he got hit by it. I'm sticking with that story right there.
Yeah.
But they said that nobody was hurt. It was just plane didn't want to stop. That's not very comforting, is it?
No. I mean, like, what more does the universe need to send their way? They're already the Panthers.
Yeah, it's already bad enough.
What else do they need to have happen to them?
How many more omens do you need? Speaking of omens, holy God. Yeah, there was a actual, honest to goodness, plane crash in Brazil, and like 68 people have died. Everybody on board died. And it turns out there was supposed to be more people than that because there was a mix-up. So people were at the wrong gate. So a bunch of people missed the flight because they got the wrong direction, so the wrong gate. By the time they got over, this plane had taken off. Talk about lucky. How would you like to be one of them people there? Man, you're all like, son of a bitch. I can't believe I missed my flight. What happened to it? No, I'm good with the next flight.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Do I still get a voucher? No? Okay, that's fine. No,
matter of perspective,
Talk about the hand of Providence. Wow.
Keep telling my wife, I'm like, listen, I ain't getting on no small planes. Now, I don't know how small this plane was, but this helps make my case. Every time this happens, I go, honey, take a look at that. Okay? So stop asking me to get on a Learjet. Stop asking me to go on some last-minute getaway to someplace exotic on a smaller plane. Hell no. I'd like to introduce you to my friend in heaven, Payne Stewart, right here. I'm just not doing it. I'm not getting on it. I'm nobody. But this is how, people die. As far as famous people, I'm not famous, but I've seen the writing on the wall. I think my odds are better on a big ass plane than on a smaller plane.
So somebody graffitied on your wall, "You're going to die in a plane crash." Is that what I'm understanding, Jeffco?
It was me, but I just was trying to get my point across.
Okay.
So anyway, that's that happened. But luckily they're in Charlotte, which, by the way, that's my mom lives there, and I have to fly into that airport.
On that delightful tarmac.
Oh, see, I would never get on Delta. I would never do that. Yeah. So that's not. Yeah, the one that slid down the runway there was a Boeing 767 operated by Delta. So, yeah, I'm thinking. And by the way, this plane has had problems before.
Oh boy.
The aircraft's been in service since 1992.
Okay.
This is older than one of my kids. I don't want to get on that. But it previously had 2 hydraulic failures, 2016, one in Madrid in 2018. And then an incident with a tire bursting on takeoff in 2016. And then I guess like on Thursday, anyway, so that happened.
It might be time to just put Buddy to rest, like just put that plane, not your dog Buddy.
Jesus.
Not don't
forget I've got a dog named Buddy.
I just remembered that.
Wow.
That's the name of your dog. I'm just saying, if you think of the plane as an old friend, it may be time to just.
I get you're a cat person, but damn it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's,
I'm not I'm not even
Awfully-
like that. I
awfully
like
harsh.
all animals.
You don't understand.
Well, maybe not spiders so much, but
Hmm.
every other animal.
that's not an animal. That's
Also
an insect.
not wasps. They are classified as animal. Yeah,
They're-
that's a
it's
sub.
an insect.
Yeah, under the kingdom of animal,
They're an insect.
on the tree of
I have no respect
living
for them.
things.
Now,
Bees, I like bees because they help us, but a spider, no, the hell with that thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, inside, it's enemy number one. Outside, keep up the good work, buddy.
Yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
do what you do out
Mm.
there away from me.
It's
Yeah.
not an animal when it's inside my house. Yeah, because all that is now another task. I just hear somebody screaming, and I'm like, all right, I'll get a cup.
Here we
Here
go.
Quiet Cannon says Chi-Chi actually got carried off by a giant albatross. He's now with the Eagles and even birdies in the sky. Well, that's the rumor so far.
Hmm.
Albatross. 888-368-1580. So, all right, let's before we get into the whole Olympic thing,
all right.
Arizona Diamondbacks lost a game last night. I'm not
Yeah,
even
but-
upset about it though.
No, it was a good game. The Diamondbacks were in it all the way to the end there, and then the Phillies had to hit a walk off to win the game, take the game from the Diamondbacks, and then of course the Diamondbacks couldn't score any more runs. So listen, it was a good fought game by a team that's 4.5 games out from the Dodgers in the West and still in the wild card hunt. But playing against the East's best team and one of the teams that I called for the World Series. Remember, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I think the Phillies and the Orioles end up in the Fall Classic, and I still believe the way both of those teams are playing, that could be. But hey, Diamondbacks again, they just keep scrapping, man. They keep going out there and fighting. There's no give up in this team.
Yeah, so you can't be too upset about that. Plus, you just had 3 wins in a row. You just swept the Guardians, and You did well against a pretty good team. So, nothing to be too bent out of shape about. I don't know how much better our chances are going to be tonight with Ryan Nelson on the mound against Zach Wheeler. But
I feel like pretty good. Ryan Nelson has been very good lately, very effective lately. If you can get 6 strong innings out of him, and he can hold that Phillies powerhouse of a lineup down, let your bullpen come in and take over, and let your offense keep doing what they've been doing, averaging 6 points or more a game. One of the top offenses in the game right now since the All-Star break. I mean, you have a chance in every game, and Ryan Nelson has done pretty well so far this season, so I feel good about it.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a pretty good weekend here. I'm not too concerned, and there's a good month of baseball left to be played before things get out of hand. So 888-368-1580, and yes, Quiet Cannon, we know that, and we're about to find out about that in a little bit. Let's talk about the Olympics. We had the lead in gold medals, and we didn't have the lead in gold medals, and now we are tied. If I have the right information, 33 gold medals versus China's 33 gold medals. Now, again, I have to check other sources just to make sure, because you can't trust the ESPN because, they be dumb a lot.
They just have these moments where they're just incredibly wrong. It's just
way too many moments.
Yeah.
Way too many moments. According to CBS, we have 33. They have 33. So I'll go ahead and trust the medal count is correct with that. So we got 111 medals overall, and China only has 83. Great Britain has moved up to third place with 57. But of course, nobody's even close to the United States and China. We both have 33 gold medals. The closest to that is Australia with 18. So pretty good day for the Americans, except for breakdancing. How did we not win this? Some girl from Japan. I don't know if the United States was even in it. Did we medal? Did we get anything?
Oh, I have no idea.
In the breakdancing?
I didn't watch because, and this is going to come as a shock to you, I did not care.
I didn't care more than you didn't care.
I mean, you care a little bit more than I do right now because I still don't care. I could
You
look
say
it up,
there
but
was a
I'm not gonna.
competition for breakdancing today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I see. Japan beat Lithuania.
Okay.
And China beat the Netherlands. So China got bronze Lithuania got silver. Japan got gold. Netherlands would be what you would call fourth place, which means where the hell were the Americans in all this? How do we not win this?
Clearly, we did not send our breakdancing team.
So I guess
Clearly.
tomorrow the men's breakdancing. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, this is as much as I can pretend to care. I'm sorry. I just ran out. I've completely exhausted my pretend amount of care.
You had more pretend than I had pretend.
Oh, just you know, if we're gonna do something, get the damn gold. That's all I'm saying.
Don't waste time, man.
Yeah, it's just this is one of those things. It became an international form of dance. While
40 years ago,
it
stopped being something anyone cared about 30 years ago.
The thing is, people still dance, break dance.
Sure, they
still
dance, but who's breakdancing? Do you break dance?
No, because I don't care about it. That's not
Ron or Andy. Do you break dance?
It is part of.
Well, I always run the risk of breaking something when I dance.
No, that's a good point.
Good point. Yeah.
At a wedding, if somebody were to start breakdancing, you go, hey, this is not the place.
No.
This is not the place. You're gonna start kicking bridesmaids over.
Oh yeah.
You're just spinning on your head and crap, and all of a sudden your feet are getting tangled up in the decorations.
Yeah, you can't break dance at a wedding.
Nobody's even tried for 40 years.
That's just not true.
Nobody has tried to break dance at a wedding for 40 years.
For 40 years. Yeah, well,
At
no one should have been trying to break dance at a wedding. Like, there's time and place, man. That's just wedding is not the place or the time.
So, okay, forget about breakdancing. That ship has sailed, at least for the ladies. But the women's basketball, well, they're on their way to the gold medal game. They took care of their business, won big against Australia. Keon, have you had a chance to watch any of this?
I didn't get the chance to see it. I had to take care of some business with my pet and going to the vet today and all that. So I didn't really get to check it out. But
they won.
I mean, I'm not surprised by the result.
They're just going to dominate straight through to the end, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
This is not even something that's we got scared by Serbia. That's not even happening to the ladies, is it?
No, it's just not at that point yet. We are at the point where there are WNBA players on other teams internationally, but we haven't reached the point where there's an actual threat from any of them. So I just Team USA is going to roll.
Florida Mustard says, "Hey, Keon, how's that old wasp eye treating you, you old bag?" Why would you call him a bag
or old?
Well,
neither of those things apply.
Well, you're getting up there.
I'm 34.
That's what I'm saying.
You can say that. I don't feel old. Ergo, I am not. My eye's good. It's fine. It's still a little puffy, but that is what it is.
Walter Mellon says, "Who knew Keon's interview with that breakdancer guy long ago would have affected the outcome of the Olympics? That poor guy saw how disconnected Keon was, and it's all he could ever think about. He never dances the same after that. Ruined his routine."
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man. That's on him. That's not my problem. I just a deeply uninteresting interview. I could not pretend interest.
How much
with
can
the guy
you,
directly in front of my face?
You spin around on your head, and then you do that thing where one hand is down and you're running in a circle kind of thing. And then at some point you start spinning on your butt while you hold your legs in. And I mean, that's pretty much all of it right there.
That's how I get out of bed every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess those are the major moves that anybody knows. I don't
just don't see what the point is. Rough Rob says, "Does Keon look like a droopy eye guy from the Goonies?" No. Not
if my eye looked like that, I would still be wearing sunglasses like I was the first day that it happened.
So, Florida Mustard, you got everything wrong. He's like, here's what his guesses were. He says, here are my guesses. He says, Jeffrey, 5'9", 208 pounds, 51. Every part of that's wrong. Randy, 6'2", 240 and 46 years old. Everything there is wrong.
Yeah.
Keon, 6'1", 190 pounds and 62 old bag.
Wow.
Why is he?
Wow, he gave me more height, less weight somehow, which
that's
I
nice.
I
That's
appreciate.
kinda cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take both of those.
I'll take that and be 62.
And then about 28 more years, which isn't how time works. So
Florida. Well, it's in his name, Florida.
Yeah, no, that you just take it with a massive grain of salt because it just should just be dissected from the rest of the country. The
Florida
entire state.
mustard, the dump runs long and deep in your family, doesn't it? Moist One says the finals were very impressive to watch. Unreal strength to perform some of those dance moves. Oh, you're lying. You didn't watch. Did you watch? Really? You didn't watch.
There are some people just watch whatever Olympic event is just on TV. That's I believe that.
Disappointed. The men were in the 4x100 relay, and the United States men got disqualified for premature runulation. They got DQ'd on the start.
Oh,
yeah, or it was a changeover. I can't remember what it was, but the Americans got disqualified. So then Canada won. There's nobody fast in Canada.
Well, apparently there is.
Yeah, why wouldn't they have a pretty big country too? Why wouldn't they have anybody fast?
We got disqualified, or as you would,
Well,
they're not fast.
Up there in Canada, I mean, when you're trying to get away from a bear out in the wilderness, you run pretty fast.
Just faster than the guy next to you, that's all.
Well, I mean, you got to run pretty fast, though.
Did you, there's this Canadian politician had to go on the TV. He's like, oh, hey, listen, everybody. I'm Doug Ford. And I want to tell you all there that over there here in Toronto, folks, let me just say this. Don't be pooping on the beach. As simple as that. Folks, don't be pooping on the beach. This guy actually had that press conference just the other day because I guess somebody's been pooping and burying it on the beach and the water comes in and all of a sudden now you like, what is this? The Seine River? So that should be on t-shirts. Folks, don't be pooping on the beach.
Yep,
Simple
that's true.
as that.
That's true.
Doug Ford, this is where he stands on pooping on the beach.
I'm Doug Ford, and I approve this message.
See, how much of it is happening that he had to say that? That's
enough to where he had to say that. Yeah,
that's scary.
He's like, listen, I just want to address the rumors that people have been pooping in the sand lakeside here, and I'm just going to say, folks, don't be pooping on the beach.
That's more than a rumor. Then at that point, people are just doing that.
The press showed up. They set up a microphone and a podium, and a guy came out and said, "Don't be pooping on the beach." That's how much poops on the beach.
Wow,
in Canada.
So stay away from Canadian beaches.
God, I wish our politics were more like Canada's. Oh, and that'd just be nice. Instead of all the attack ads we're constantly deluged with, I'd just rather see an ad about, Doug Ford says, "Don't be pooping on the beach."
Thanks, Doug.
Here's Doug Ford with an important message.
Scratch Me Because says originator of breakdancing was clearly Curly Howard of the Three Stooges. You are correct. That was the first time we saw that move. Moist One says, I watched all the breakdancing. One girl spun around holding her body up with only one hand. Pretty impressive. And I'm actually a fan now.
Well,
shut up.
Unfortunately for you, this is the last breakdancing we'll have in the Olympics for a good long while. So I hope you find the other places you can watch that because I don't know where they are. I can't help. I have no advice.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, I watched the race and it was going out of the handoff zone on the third leg. USA was fast, but they screwed up. Son of a bitch. Folks, don't screw up the handoff in the handoff zone. Simple as that.
Can't do that.
It's
against the rules.
Let me give the talk. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's find out what's going on. It's Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL season begins next month, and Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals and Aaron Rodgers of the New York Jets are both at plus 200 to win the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Kirk Cousins, who signed a free agent deal with the Atlanta Falcons, is at plus 430 to win the award. Anthony Richardson, heading into his second season in the league for the Indianapolis Colts, is at plus 750. Nick Chubb, running back of the Cleveland Browns, plus 1,300 to win the comeback player of the year. And New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is at plus 1,600. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-3128. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-3128. That's 800-575-3128. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's time now for Beat the Book with Dylan Cullen. You can see all his betting advice at 1580thefanatic.com. You click on the little graphic of him on the right side of the page, a little bit down there, and you'll see all of his ideas for betting and the thinking that goes on behind it. How you doing, Dylan?
Hey, Jeffrey, doing good. Happy Friday, guys. I have a quick question before we get into this here. This is the first time that I am doing this segment live from the Harman Solar Studios over in Scottsdale. And, you know, I'm sitting in the studio right now. I've been in the studio before, but I haven't actually recorded anything here. So this is a first. There's this button to my left that is catching my eye, and it looks very important. It's a big red button. Randy, is this your like abort mission instant eject button? Does it shoot you out of the building?
Well, no, there were some rumors going around that was what happened, but no, that's that button there is very intricate to our station's operation. Don't touch that at any time, Dylan. You won't like the outcome.
Noted.
And then there's a smaller button that's closer to you. If you cough or sneeze, you hit that. By the way, clearly nobody's showing you how to use a microphone. You're going to have to turn that and point that at your mouth and be 2 fingers close and speak into it if you want anyone to hear you.
God, you got to do this for 3 hours every day?
Yeah.
Well, mine doesn't smell like ass and Doritos, so you might want to take that. You might want to take that mic cover off if it does.
I have a question, Dylan, for
Yes,
you
sir.
Before you get going.
Look, a question for a question is fair.
Well, I wanted to know who'd you have in the breakdancing competition?
So, the breakdancing competition, it's really piqued my interest. I've actually received a couple of text messages today from some people that got to watch. It's apparently a lot more interesting than what we're thinking. Going into this, I thought it was going to be kind of like the movie You Got Served. I hope that doesn't show my age. But I did see a few little highlights like on Instagram, and it's not like some 6-on-6 epic team battle. It's like individual, you go, then I go, and
I saw a video of it. Dumb as hell. It just looked dumb as hell.
Exactly. It looks disappointing. So truthfully, I stayed off of it, but I am still curious to actually see it for myself before I really make my final kind of opinion on it. So my plan is to watch it today after this show, and certainly by Monday I'll be able to speak a lot better on it.
Well, they had the ladies today, and then they got you can watch the men tomorrow, in case you miss it.
Well, there we go. I'll plan to watch that.
I don't want to hear another word about this. So, all right, let's take a look at the bets from yesterday. How did you do?
Bets from yesterday. We laid a little bit of an egg. Fortunately, the Diamondbacks just did not have the kind of performance that I was intending. So the 2 picks that were made yesterday, the first one was for Corbin Carroll to get 1 or more runs. And this was actually kind of a weird play. There on FanDuel, there wasn't a line for Corbin. So they must have had some insider knowledge that he was going to get the night off. Bet365 did have a line on him. DraftKings also had a line on him for runs. So I felt like, it seemed like he was going to play. So then the game starts. He's not in. So then it's like, okay, they're going to give him the night off. We'll just get reimbursed on that one. They'll typically void it if he doesn't play in the game at all. Lo and behold, I want to say it was like the 7th inning when it happened. They pulled Randall Grichuk and they put Corbin Carroll in as a pinch runner. So then there was kind of a situation there where it was like, oh crap, we get a couple of hits, like all of a sudden this one's going to pay. And then we couldn't drive him in. And that's a really terrible way to lose a baseball bet when the guy you bet on doesn't seem like he's going to play. Then all of a sudden he does. He didn't even get in that bat, I'm pretty sure. So it was just that instance where he got on base. We couldn't drive him in. That one was a loser. The other one was for Ketel Marte to get 1 or more RBIs. Ketel just didn't have it last night. It's rare from him, but 0 for 4 from the plate. I don't expect that to happen again at all in this series. This is probably just that one night where he just didn't have it.
All right. So, okay. What about the other bet? That was what you just talked about. Kettle Metal and his not getting his RBI. All right.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to what you got going on. I know that you'll have some bet ideas for us, but the whole thing about France and the United States. What's going on with your bet on that, and where do we go from here?
So I meant to kind of get into this a little bit yesterday. I think we just kind of had some texts and sort of got away from it. But going back to the initial betting strategy that I had proposed way back on July 24th. So if you followed that and you placed your bets on France to win the gold medal and for France to win the silver medal, so 2 separate bets you're making here. If you're standing where I'm standing right now, you've secured yourself some guaranteed money. So the way I recommended people to play this up front was to put about 75% of their money on France to win silver. That was paying in the neighborhood of about 2.5 to 3 to 1 odds. And then take the other 25% of your money, put it on France to win gold. Before the tournament, that was priced at around like 14 to 1, 15 to 1, 16
How
to
can
1.
you do that, you traitor?
Well, Jeffrey, I am not going to apologize for proposing a winning strategy because like I was saying before, I mean, I put $300 on France to win silver.
Well, that's one thing.
300 to win 1120 back. And then I leveraged some free bets and just a little bit of cash, literally less than $20 on
Free
France to win
bets.
gold. And then that's going to bring me back about 570.
That's less traitorous when you leverage a free bet.
Of course. You gotta
Okay.
you gotta be savvy with this stuff. So
Yes,
at the end of the
savvy.
day, no matter what happens tomorrow, if France wins, I get 570 back. If they lose, I get 1120 back. So you can probably guess which way I'm, leaning for as far as what team I'm.
I'm
gonna root
guessing
on.
go USA.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. That makes a lot of sense. So, okay. We got the weekend ahead of us. What do you got? Where are the best?
So we've got two big games tomorrow. It's the finale of the men's Olympic basketball. And truthfully, the biggest opportunity, I cannot stress this enough, it is actually in the Germany versus Serbia bronze medal game that is taking place at 2 a.m. our time tomorrow morning. So whether or not you want to stay up and watch that, that's going to be up to you. But right now, the way odds makers are looking at this right now, it's really bizarre in my opinion. It just seems to be priced as if they think Serbia is going into this game motivated to win a bronze medal. Is there any glory in winning a bronze medal in a team sport in the Olympics?
I have been told that there is, even though I don't feel like,
no,
you should be that happy about it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, my initial inclination is, no. I mean, if it's an individual sport, then I can see where there's probably an argument made there. You're, the third best individual in the world. But, going off of kind of that mentality here, Serbia took the absolute harshest version of a loss that they could have possibly taken in that game against the USA. They climbed the mountaintop. They were on top of the mountaintop. They were up by 17 points. And, slowly they let that thing get away from them. In the final 4 minutes of the game, LeBron James pushed them off the mountaintop and reclaimed the spot for USA.
By the way, speaking of LeBron James and Team USA, I got to say this right now. There is a fake a piece of audio that is moving around the internet. They say, oh, somebody recorded LeBron James in the locker room being critical of Steve Kerr for not playing Tatum. That is AI. That is not real. That has been, declared an absolute spoof. So I don't want to see even just one text about this. That is absolutely fake. So I don't know if you know that, Dylan, but don't base your bets on it.
Definitely wouldn't base my bets on that. Appreciate you bringing that up because I did actually mention something to Keon about that before the show. But where I'm going with this with Serbia right now is that in their minds, there is just not much motivation to really give it your all in this matchup. Serbia has already managed to win a silver before. So it's not like this is unprecedented territory. They have been able to medal in this sport before for the country. You look at the other side and you look at Germany in this matchup. Germany is on the verge of making history. And when they lost to France, I mean, they were, disappointed. I mean, anyone would as soon as you lose your chance at playing for gold. But they still have the chance to be the first team in their country's history to get a medal in the sport of basketball. Ever since the first time basketball was played in the Olympics in 1936, ironically, those games were in Berlin, they have never managed to get past the quarterfinal round. They have never had an opportunity to win a medal. So now they finally have that chance. And then they're also bringing the top scorer, is going off of points per game among all the active players remaining in the Olympics in Franz Wagner. Dennis Schroeder seems to play like a guy that, he's like a shell of himself in the NBA. It's the most bizarre thing in the world. He looks like one of the most elite point guards on the planet when he plays for Germany. And I just would not doubt those guys coming into this matchup. The way I look at it, Serbia has nothing to play for. They're defeated. They're depressed. I don't even know if Bogdan Bogdanovic is even in France anymore. I think he's probably back at the Hawks facility working out.
No, look at this. They're so depressed. They misspelled the name Serbia on their jersey. Look at that. They spelled it Serbija. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Just all diligence out the window.
The world is watching.
Right.
Just try to get the equipment right.
So, all that being said, it just boils down to there's one team with something to play for in that matchup. There's another team that just doesn't really have it. So Germany is currently priced as the underdog. You can get over even money just taking them to win. I encourage all of our listeners right now, play that bet. Germany, and again, even if I'm wrong on this analysis here, let's just say Jokic and Bogdanovic show up to play, then the way it's priced right now, it's basically a pick 'em. It's anyone's game. So you really have a lot more to gain betting on Germany than you do right now based on how things are priced betting on Serbia in that matchup.
So former country bent on world domination on the money line?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No
What else
question.
you got? What else you got?
So, then jumping over to, the big one, this is certainly the matchup that NBC wanted. And not going to lie, I think, corporate corruption did play a little bit of.
Are you about to say that the referees gave some calls and didn't make some calls because of who everybody wanted into the finals?
Did you watch the Canada and France game?
Here's what I saw. Well, I didn't see that, but I saw where the Serbian coaches and players were whining the entire game. So I wondered if that's where that came from.
Well, it was just more about being the host nation for France. And, France now has made history. The U.S. was the only team that ever managed to get to a gold medal game being the host nation in basketball. So now France is the second country to ever pull that off. But from a television ratings perspective, how do you not want this matchup? I mean, this is what's going to attract the most eyeballs at the end of the day. There's so many good storylines that, boil into it. But at the end of the day, I've got a long analysis that I posted on the 1580thefanatic.com website.
But we have to wait until the end of the day to read it?
No, it's live for you now.
Oh, because you keep saying the end of the day, so I thought maybe we can't look at it now.
You're not letting me finish my thought here, Jeffrey.
Oh, okay. Well,
where
I'll let you finish your thought at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. But where I'm getting at here is that with the U.S. and France, this is a game where I like prop betting more so than betting on the winner again. France's 3-point shooting as a team just scares me lately. They don't shoot the three the way that Serbia did. And I think that's a big reason why Serbia was able to keep that game close. So, taking France to cover a 16-point spread, it's a little tempting. Perhaps they, bring a better, effort to the table this time. But Victor Wembanyama has largely been disappointing in this tournament. He hasn't been the kind of scorer that we were hoping for. It's really been the unsung kind of role players on France that have stepped up and have given some really good contributions that have got them to this point. So my pick for the U.S. and France is actually going to be to look at betting on LeBron James's props and more specifically his assists. I'd like him to get 8 or more assists tonight. But this is potentially the most meaningful game that LeBron will play between now and the time that he retires. Who knows how far he's going to be able to take the Lakers in another season or two. So look for him to put the cherry on top of a unbelievable legacy. He's going to be pulling his weight in this matchup, and I think he'll be very involved.
All right, so Dylan's got Germany on the money line. He's got LeBron James with 8+ assists for a bet. And if you want to see more prop bet ideas, long shot stuff, go to 1580thefanatic.com. You scroll down right there on the right, you see Dylan's face. It's Beat the Book with Dylan Cohen. Click there, and you get more in-depth stuff typed out. He's not going to be there, sitting there talking to you. He's just going to read what he said.
I think he should. I think we should set up some sort of live stream. So
have him sitting there like a Zoom call, and he just sits there and waits. Somebody brings it up, and he's like, "Hi," and they're like, "Oh, Jesus."
If people want to pay me for recorded messages, graduations,
are you on the
birthdays.
Cameo?
Yeah, there you go. We can get that going.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Dylan Cohen, ladies and gentlemen. Beat the Book. Go to 1580thefanatic.com and check it out. Good luck this weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Westin Hotels and Resorts. Find wellness at Westin. The U.S. women's basketball team will play for an 8th consecutive gold medal on Sunday after routing Australia in the semifinals. That is 60 straight Olympic wins. The U.S. will face France, which beat Belgium in overtime. Gold for the U.S. women in the women's 4x100-meter relay, but a disqualification for the men in the same event because of a collision on the first handoff between Christian Coleman and Kenny Bednarik. Meanwhile, Rai Benjamin beat his rival Karsten Warholm of Norway to win the 400-meter hurdles. Olivia Reeves wins the first gold for the U.S. in weightlifting in 24 years. Other Americans to medal: freestyle wrestling, Spencer Lee takes silver at 125 pounds, Aaron Brooks bronze at 189 pounds. With the Summer Games update, I'm Brad Heller.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed, when you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Bills Happen's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
My wife comes in the room and there's a little bench in front of our bed, and right as I start talking, she starts doing all sorts of gymnastic stretch exercises. I just know I can keep doing that. I got to go for a minute. No, she's waving me off. God damn it. Anyway, no, it was funny. I never realized how much consternation there'd be when I kind of showed this off to the camera. And for those of you listening, I put up a Reese's peanut butter cup wrapper that actually, it wasn't a wrapper. It was actually holding, and it was because I was about to eat one. And I was like, look at that. And so all of a sudden I get a message from my wife. She's like, are you going to share? I'm like, whoa, what the? I didn't even know she was watching. And she's like, I'll bring you an applesauce. So I was like, all right, let's trade. I don't mind. I'll share. So she brought me an applesauce. I like these applesauces because I feel like an astronaut when I eat them.
No, you're not an astronaut. Astronauts do not eat go-go applesauce.
I said I feel like an astronaut because I'm eating something out of a pouch like an astronaut.
All right.
So anyway, so she brings this up, and then she's like, well, who are you showing that off to? Like, yeah, I've got a girlfriend that I'm showing off my Reese's peanut butter cup to. Like, hey, the wife's not looking, but look, here's why I'm fat. That's just not really going to happen. So, and then as soon as she says, well, who are you showing that to? I was like, well, no, I was trying to make people out there jealous. And she gave me a look. Seconds later, Chief Skull pops up. Jeffrey, how dare you torture us diabetics showing that beautiful Reese's peanut butter cup on camera? See? I'm innocent. Yep. I'm not up to no good. What the hell? Anyway, so that happened. That's, I don't know. What were we talking about?
That's basically what we were talking about.
That's what
it was kind of what we were talking about.
Seriously, I've never seen somebody spell Serbia so. They got almost every letter wrong.
That's how you spell Serbia in Serbian.
Well, then why don't we spell it this way? I feel like we should spell the names of countries the way they spell the names of countries,
so we can pronounce it
out of respect. Well, I can look at that and if you tell me that says Serbia, I'll believe you. And from now on, I'll say Serbia when I see that. I feel like if we keep underestimating everybody's intelligence, we're just going to end up with a lot of dumb people. Kind of like now. We got a lot of dumb people.
I don't think that that's a result of underestimating people's intelligence. I think that is genuinely the reaction to people's intelligence.
I see, there's a lot of letters wrong. That's it. I'm not saying it's just a lot of letters wrong. So if you want me to spell it that way, I will. I don't mind. Oh, speaking of trouble at the Olympics, I'm sorry. Listen. I would have sat this one out if I were a triathlon person. I would have sat this one out. Hungarian swimmer Bettina Fabian, she's like, this is pretty hard because we couldn't even focus on the race. We had to care about water quality and what's going to happen afterwards. You got to focus on not swallowing the dirty water and being safe in the race. Let me tell you, I saw some brown things. I hope it's not what I thought it was. It was absolutely what you thought it was.
Oh,
wow.
How could it not be
Wow.
that? It's the only problem that river has had for, I don't know, 100 years.
Just dodging brown things.
You train so you show up, but I don't know that there was an amount of money that you could have given me to get in that water.
Not doing it. I don't care. The one guy was like, I'm just not going to wash my hand. I'll microdose myself with E. coli. You're an idiot. And then some other Olympians say, well, we're drinking Coca-Cola after we swim in the river there, because then supposedly that'll help ward off E. coli and other bacteria. But it's not true. It's just not true. That's not factual in any way.
That sounds like an old wives' tale.
This is desperation. Okay, this is you're trying everything. Oh, did you hear about that? Yeah, like six pages of a Google search in, I found this one remedy that might stop us all from getting the worst case of E. coli of all time. So you try it.
Before we go in this race, we're going to come up with a baking soda and toothpaste sort of concoction to rub all over our body to ward off all the terrible germs.
They asked me to be in this Olympics doing I'd be one word: pass. See you next time. I'm not
so hard.
Next one's in LA. Yeah, I'll do that one.
I ain't swimming in poo. And then there's some a gal who has she's on the internet and she's rubbing poo on her face, saying this is an anti-aging thing. Whose poo is that? Is that your poo? Why are you rubbing poo? How does that make you younger to rub the poo on your face?
It doesn't. It makes you disgusting.
Yeah, she's disgusting.
Makes you disgusting.
And she probably would have a good time in the Seine River in France.
Think of all the wrinkles you could get rid of swimming in there.
Yes, you will never look a day older because you died. Congratulations, France. Your summer games will forever be known as, the ones with poop. That's right. Everybody swam through
poop Olympics.
The crappy games.
They swam through the poop. Your entire opening and closing ceremony is going to have people floating through the poop, even though they were in the poop. They were in boats that were going through poop. It's just a lot of poop. Just a lot of poop. Should have never been awarded these games on just that alone.
When the first thought you had was, the river we have? Yeah, the one that everybody knows for how much poop is in it. Let's clean that one and see if we can get people to swim in it. That's a horrible idea. It's just an awful idea from top to bottom. And I don't understand why at no point did they just say, you know what? We've spent $500 million on this. We can stop. And instead, they spent $500 million more to clean the river that wound up not being clean. It still has poop in it.
So let me just tell you, the good news on all of this is that, there in the Olympic Village, the athletes have access to free healthcare. Now, all the other athletes, they're used to this, but the United States athletes, not quite as used to having the free healthcare, right? And so they're taking full advantage of it. Just like I want a gold. Oh, the hell with going to Disneyland. I'm going to the dentist. There's somebody in a smock right there who can take care of me.
I'm going to the dentist.
Yeah, let's get some stuff fixed. If I were an Olympic athlete, I would take full advantage. I get stuff I don't even need. I'm like, did you get breast implants? I sure did. Yes, I did. They're free, man. There wasn't even a line. For the men.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess a lot of athletes are, somebody got a pap smear, and I don't know if I'd admit that to reporters, but somebody else, we got their cardio checked out. They're just full on absolute access to healthcare, and the United States athletes taking full advantage. Good for them. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's for these. A lot of these people don't make tons of money. Not everybody is Simone Biles. Not everybody is Katie Ledecky or Noah Lyle. Or a lot of these people, you'll never know who the hell they are. So, and they'll not be cashing in on their newfound Olympic fame where they won or didn't win. So this is a nice perk. Take full advantage while you can. Whether you got a medal or not.
You might as well.
We're talking about the medals and what kind of how heavy they were. How much money they were worth. Well, it turns out the craftsmanship on them, not great. A guy on Team USA, a skateboarder, he, I guess, didn't want to hang around for the closing games, the closing event. So he went home, and his name is Nyjah Houston.
Oh.
And he's a skateboarder guy. And so he got a bronze medal, and then he's like, yeah, I think it's going to just go on home. So he's been back home for a few days, and he got on the Instagram and he says, so these Olympic medals, they look great when they're brand new, but after letting it sit on my skin with some sweat for a little bit and then letting my friends wear it over the weekend, yeah, not as high quality as you'd think. And here's I'm going to explain what it looks like.
It just looks like
it looks like degraded. It looks like starts out looking like a brand new penny. This looks like one that's been in circulation for about 20 years, and stuff is chipping off of it. He said, and it just doesn't look great. And he said, yeah, they're just not that good quality. Looking rough already. He says, I don't know, Olympic medals. We got to get that quality back up a bit. And he says, the medal looks like it went to war and back. He's not wrong.
It looks like he won the medal in World War II. Right after the World War II, and they had the first Olympics after that. That's what it looks like that medal is from.
It's really telling though when the whole thing is looking kind of like looking a little bit older, but the rack on the angel is absolutely shiny. Come on, man.
Your priorities are off. France
just keeps I guess for luck. Okay. Anyway, like that, so yeah, I guess the quality of the medals. Maybe it's just the bronzes, though. Maybe it's just the bronzes. Maybe you should ask somebody with a gold medal if they have the same issue.
I can't see why it would be different.
Yeah, here's the thing. Now don't let your idiot friends wear your medal. Don't put it directly on your skin, and just put it in a case or something, man.
Which if he knew that it was going to be like that, I'm sure he would have done.
No, I know he found out the hard way. But now that people know, spread the word. And these are for looking, not for wearing.
Yeah,
or at least just wear it over a t-shirt so it doesn't,
It's just apparently a little bit of sweat just kills the whole thing.
Just spray it with a lacquer. I don't know. What would you do, Randy? Like spray it with a lacquer, right?
I don't know. I kind of like that patina look, though.
No, you're right.
It looks cool.
That's old guys like trucks that look like that.
Yeah, I like it. But I mean, if you've got it, it's not meant to be worn like a piece of jewelry. It's meant to go home and sit in a case or be on display. It's not meant to be hung around your neck while you're doing like a double ollie 5-finger discounts. I mean, whatever those moves are they have in the X Games.
Is that a thing they steal?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
5-finger discount. That's a guy stealing stuff.
Goofy foot and head slammer. I don't know what they come up with.
Goofy foot and head slammer. I think
that's a thing. But yeah.
Ghetto Girl says Hotel del Coronado in California has poop beaches from Mexico. You can Google that. So the neighboring town has poop going out in the ocean, and then it comes up and it washes up on the rich people's beach.
In South,
kind of cracks me up a little bit.
Southern California, they've got a lot of beaches that you've got a sewage going right out into the ocean.
We're so good at things. Us humans, we're so good at things. Harry Soap says in the Paris Olympics, seems to me that the ratio of air conditioners to poo just a little bit unequal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Swazman says Olympic medals could take a lesson from the NHL. He says, yeah, imagine the quality of work in the Stanley Cup, what it goes through after a party. Every player gets it for a day, and a lot of crazy stuff goes down with that, and it's still okay. Well, yeah, I mean, But how many thousands of medals did they give out? You know, I mean, I can give them a little bit of a half a break if these medals.
It's just in conjunction with everything else that went wrong this Olympics.
Yeah.
It's just one more thing. That's all. Oh, cool. We're adding shallow pools that don't allow world records to just an immediate tragedy to start the Olympics, to the poop river, to the medals that rust away immediately. It's just, where does it stop, France? Where does it stop?
Sunday. Stop Sunday. Walter Mellon says Brazil is Brazil. It doesn't have a Z, it's an S. Who said anything about Brazil having a Z?
Well, he's talking about the way it's spelled on the jersey.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that. I ain't dumb. Although Z would be better. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. It would be better. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and hey, look, Ralph from Harmon Solar just showed up. Sharpen your knives. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Quiet Cannon says, the X-Life commercial could, and with a warrant, should come with a warning.
X-Lax?
Don't be pooping on the beach. That's right. No, you're right. You're right. It's good advice for everybody. Hey guys, don't be pooping on the beach. So let's see. We were going to talk about the. Well, see, I don't know if I want to talk about it now. Ralph's here.
What's that?
Ralph's a hater.
What?
I can't
He's
hear
not a
Ralph.
hater.
Ralph's
Yeah.
on. I don't know if you know.
Right
that, but
now,
Ralph's
he's a
on.
mime.
Yeah.
I'm not a mime.
We saw your lips moving, and you were trying to respond. And
I
yet
see
nothing
my-
was coming out.
My signal's going through.
Ralph's lips move and other people read. That's just weird.
Wow.
So, the United States, hasn't been putting them away the way you wanted them to. They haven't been putting them away for 40 or 50 points, whatever. But they did take care of business wherever they needed to take care of business. They got a good scare against Serbia. And I don't know if I want to talk about. I wanted Keon to break down United States versus France. I don't think there's much to break down on that. I don't think there's much to be worried about there. I don't need you hating on Team USA right now. Just pretend to be an American for this segment. would
Who's
you?
hating? Who's hating?
You are. You're always like, oh,
they're not going to make it. They're not going to get it done. These were your exact words. I don't think they
First
can
of
go
all,
the distance.
You guys are being rude to Randy because he had something to say. So Randy, go ahead.
No, please. I'm enjoying this now.
Yes.
Please.
No, you were saying something. They're being
Thank you
rude
for
to
your
you. and I
attempt
can't
at
handle
this
it.
direction.
Please continue on.
So why? I'm not hating. I love Team USA. I can't help it if they're not as good as a '92 team. I don't
Well, they
care
are
what
led
Keon
by
says.
your guy LeBron and
Right.
Anthony
I mean,
Davis. So.
yeah. I mean, they should have. They almost lost that game. They lost two guys that think about it. You had 12 All-Star guys, right, on the USA team playing against Jokic, and 4 guys smoking cigarettes every time they had a timeout.
That's really not what
and
was
they
happening.
almost lost.
If allowed, most of them smoke while playing.
I want to believe that you genuinely don't believe that Serbia was just Nikola Jokic and a bunch of dudes.
I saw them smoking.
Okay.
I think in the offseason,
I just don't know how seriously I can take you at this point. I'm not certain.
I think that's actually the Joker's gang he hangs out with in the offseason. That's how they got this team together.
Yeah, but they're good. They were pretty good.
They're good.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like most of their starting five is starting in the NBA, but sure.
All smokers.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Ralph, try to contain your anti-American notions just long enough.
Now I'm anti-American.
Yeah, let just
look. I'm not a Democrat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Keep.
That was for Keon.
Okay, I'm not a Democrat either.
I know.
Nobody would have ever thought that
I don't
Ralph was
know.
a Democrat.
Anyway, I want them to win. I turned it on when I saw they were getting beat so bad, and they came back, and I was thankful. Thankful for Durant and Booker.
Yeah,
and,
the Suns
and
took care of
Curry
business where the
and
Lakers
James.
couldn't.
No, all 4 of those guys: Durant, Booker, Stephon, and LeBron James. They all came through at the end. That was
AD
great.
for a minute, but it was mostly Joel Embiid.
Embiid was pretty good too.
Yeah, he
But-
did all right. So let's talk about France. Okay, France is 4-1. USA undefeated. Yeah. Who cares? Or is there anything we really need to worry about here? It's not going to be like Serbia, right?
I don't think it's going to be like Serbia, but you got to remember that the thing that made the Serbia game play out the way that it did was those guys were just red hot from 3. That's the thing that like has
For 3
changed.
quarters, yeah.
Yeah, in the modern NBA and in the modern world game of basketball, you're just looking at 3-point shooting, just leveling some of these talent differences. Where if you can shoot the 3 ball really well, you get to keep yourself in games in a way that maybe 10, 15 years ago you didn't have that opportunity. Most people in the world weren't shooting the ball at this level. Now, kind of everybody does it. So that's a
Except for
factor
Ralph.
there.
Ralph can't do it.
France has been struggling from 3. So like you would hope that would mean that in this gold medal game that those struggles just continue. If France can't shoot from 3, I don't really see how they're going to be able to hang with the US. And from their better players, from their guys with a lot of NBA experience. You look at a guy like Evan Fournier, for instance, or Victor Wembanyama himself, who's got now a year of NBA experience under his belt. Like these guys have just not been shooting the basketball particularly well, and definitely not well from 3. And they've been carried by other guys that maybe we don't know nearly as well. also in the NBA, just not starters. Gershon Yabusele has been really good. Isaiah Cordinier has also been really good.
Got all these Frenchy names.
Yeah, well, they are French. So yeah, like that's just that's those two guys have been incredibly hot over the last 2-3 games in the Olympics, and so I think that they're going to continue to be hot. But you talk about the 3-point shooting. That's really going to be whether or not France can hang in this game. If they can't shoot the 3 ball well, they got no chance.
So the U.S. is going to lose.
Right. Sure.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't. Are you
not
deaf?
listening to anything?
Like
he just said?
that's none of the words I said,
said
were
like
those
no
words.
way in hell
Are they
the
like
United States
I
lose.
Aren't
said-
they a 15-point favorite?
Team USA? Well,
USA?
the line was like
USA.
13 and a half.
All right,
last
here
time
it
I saw
is. Here it is. I got it right here. The spread, at least when I printed this, 16 and a half. United States is 16 and a half point favorite.
16 and a half.
The money line minus 1600 for Team USA, plus 820 for France. I mean, it's a little closer than I actually would have expected, but that spread tells you everything you need to know.
I know I missed the bet the book hour, so who do we take?
Well, you take. It depends.
Do you have any free bets?
Because I think
his strategy
saw-
involved free bets.
Yeah,
he
free
bets.
Because here's the thing, Team USA. When I just saw the money line was minus 8,000. Like the odds are horrific. Like you bet France just on the odds, just if you want an upset to maybe pay out.
I mean,
You
logic
can't-
says you take France in the points because of what the U.S. has done this Olympics.
Yeah,
So-
France in the spread, but I wouldn't worry about that money
Because
line.
I don't see the
Yeah.
U.S. being blowing them out. I just don't.
It depends on the 3-point shooting, right? Like because
Right.
that's why Serbia was able to hang around. Bogdanovic is a really good 3-point shooter. Obviously, we know what Jokic can do, and yes, Jeff.
Who do you put on Wemby? Do you let Embiid continue to be your starting center, or is there another technique that somebody else could employ against him better?
I think you put Embiid. Like the way Embiid was playing the last couple of games, because the first couple of games was just, it was embarrassing. Just what the hell was that? You're watching Joel Embiid and it's like, there's no way that guy won an MVP. There's just no way. And the last couple of games, he's turned it on, and especially on the defensive end of the floor, he just makes life hell for people. And I think that Wemby's already struggling. Why not just put the guy who's playing the best defense, and the guy who, even in the NBA, when they were playing against each other, Wemby did struggle with the physicality of Joel Embiid. I think you keep that and keep that rolling. And then, when Joel Embiid is tired, just throw Anthony Davis at him, because that's no fun at all.
Well, I'm actually going to wake up early tomorrow morning and watch Team USA at noon.
You're not going to wake up to listen to our shows first?
Oh no, I'm just gonna.
Did you think he was?
I thought maybe he would support us, but I guess not.
Waking up at noon is.
You can wake up at 9:30, listen to us at 10, Keon at 11, and watch the game at 12.
Well, why do I get up at a half an hour early?
Well, so you can get up and you can
Rub
throw
one
water
out,
on your
just-
face, maybe shave, maybe have a little cereal or something. I don't know.
So that I'm not just overly stimulated and turned on. I make sure I take care of business before I listen. Is that like a thing that you
Please,
tell
on my
everybody?
show, I don't want you turned on.
You do you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do whatever it is you do.
Whatever you
Do
gotta
not
man.
be making mad, passionate, angry love to yourself while listening to that show.
I wouldn't. Bad idea.
I'm trying to figure out how that would happen.
Now I
Between-
might.
Between my voice and Neil's voice, and God help us, Nathan's voice, you just
Birth control
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. So Steve Kerr once again is getting a lot of crap for not playing Jason Tatum again and not getting any playing time. And this time he says, "Oh, it's math." He says it's just a matter of. Can I just say I think maybe he doesn't like him. Maybe Steve Kerr just doesn't like Jason Tatum, or Jason Tatum said something and he's like, "Oh," or is this possibly a strategy? And the next thing you know, here comes Jason Tatum in the gold game, and he goes nuts. I don't know. What do you think is going on with? I feel like Steve Kerr just doesn't like the guy.
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think Steve Kerr has any feelings, negative or positive, towards Jason Tatum that way. What I think it is just Jason Tatum's kind of redundant. Like just between Kevin Durant and Anthony Edwards and Devin Booker and guys like that. It's just hard to find the minutes for him. And what Jason Tatum does, he's kind of the odd man out in that he doesn't really fit what this team does. Jason Tatum is an ISO basketball player. It's him. Everybody clears out, and it's him against the guy defending him one-on-one.
You tell me you can't give him some minutes? Just give him some minutes?
Where were the minutes last game? They needed every single minute from all the guys that played to win the game.
You can still put him in there, and he wouldn't hurt you.
He wouldn't. He might, though, because, again, the way he plays is not the same. The ball is moving when those other guys are out on the floor. Jason Tatum and his, Kobe Bryant impression, it's not going to work on a team that needs the ball to move around, and it's a fluid offense, and, you're trying to find the mismatches. He just doesn't fit. Like, I just
played
think
against Brazil, didn't he?
He played a little, yeah. I mean, there was an
like
absolute
real little
dusting, though. I mean, they stomped all over Brazil.
That's when he'll play, is when they're dusting somebody.
So that's the guy just won a championship, so I understand why people are just outraged by it. But he doesn't play like anybody else out there. And also, Jason Tatum's like 6'9" and sometimes forgets that he's 6'9". You just don't have time for him to figure that out on the floor. Okay, he's got to go out there and be aggressive from the beginning, and he just doesn't do that.
They gotta throw this guy a bone, though. Hey, if there's a stomp going, hopefully he'll get enough minutes where he's throwing.
If you earned your minutes in the rotation, you're in the rotation. You're in reserve, man.
He's a Celtic.
He's not hurting nothing.
He's a Celtic.
Okay, well, my reasons for this are just very different. Which is
he shouldn't be on the team. He has no business on that team.
He sucks.
No, it's
What's
not
wrong
that he
with you?
sucks. Keon just said it. He has no business on that team.
He's just not a good fit for the team. That's just what
nothing
it comes down to.
And he's a Celtic. So
and
Halliburton ain't been playing either.
There's always going to be somebody who's not going to play. You can't play everybody an equal amount of minutes to keep everybody happy if winning basketball games is what you want to do. And you see it all the time. He does his little shift change thing, Steve Kerr. And then whenever it's time to really play, whenever it's okay, we're down, it's gut check time, the guys you expect to be out on the floor are the guys that are out there on the floor every time.
I don't blame Steve Kerr. If he's putting the best lineup out there that he possibly can, then that's all that matters. If he's coaching it the way he wants to coach it, that's fine too. If a couple of guys are sitting around don't get to play, that's every team every single day in the NBA. It's just check your ego, man, because this is just your turn. Here's what's working. And they're going to keep going with the hot hand until they don't.
He's a young player. If this is a problem for you, if this is bothering you, you use this as fuel. In the next Olympics, do not be denied. That's
I just
you.
wonder. Well, I do wonder if Steve Kerr don't like him.
I don't think so. The game is 8 minutes shorter, and the stakes are pretty high. We're just not going to sit there and try and make everybody happy.
Let's say you're Halliburton. Let's say you're Tatum, and the thing ends, and hooray, we win! Gold medals for everyone. Are you going to be kind of looking at your gold medal like I didn't get to do anything? Are you going to feel like kind of like?
No, you were involved. Like, yeah, you're not going to feel like happy. Like, hey, I wish I played more. I wish I had a bigger impact. And of course, if you're an NBA player, you had that confidence in yourself. That's what got you to the league. So you're going to sit there and look at things and go, yeah, if I had played, I think we would have won anyway. He's going to obviously think that, but like being on the bench is a role on the team. That's like
a backup quarterback winning a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah,
he's not going to say,
he's not.
You're going to hold up and be like, well, I'm already Jason Tatum, but if I weren't Jason Tatum, this could get me laid. I mean, that's not even to get him laid because he's
got a wife and kid. So he's
then he doesn't get laid.
He's really not getting laid. All right. Well, I just was wondering. So we probably won't see much of him.
I don't think it's personal. No, I don't think so. Not unless he gets a minute or two and then is just immediately hot off the bench, in which case you just roll with that. But he hasn't shown that.
Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Seabass says, breaker, bender, boys. Do you read me? I like listening to the Weekend Warriors too, by the way. It's good background noise when I'm dropping a massive crap at the Buckeye truck stop.
Wow. Well, at least it's being played at the Buckeye truck stop. That's good news.
Paolo 51 says, these are the types of games that you bet on player props and same game parlays, that sort of thing. Quiet Cannon says, Team USA should win basketball gold outright. They probably won't cover the spread, though. You don't think so? You think France is good enough to?
Well, they're here.
Be within.
I mean, game.
And they. I mean,
Serbia is the one that scared me. I don't think France scares me.
France had the other team that people were worried about, Canada, on their side of the bracket, and they just washed them. So
Well, according to Dylan Cohen, he's kind of like, well, I think France got a little, they got a little help from the IOC via the officials. They shouldn't even be in this game. He was saying.
There. I mean, first off, you saw the game against Japan where there was just that one foul that just was a phantom foul.
It was very obvious. He was nowhere near touching the guy.
I don't think that it was this massive conspiracy, but that France got a couple. France got a couple of calls that nobody else seemed to get.
It makes me
collusion.
That makes me think, what's the gold medal game going to be like? You've got the host team playing against the empire, as it were, in the USA.
Some bad calls to keep it close.
What's the officiating going to be like there?
Hopefully,
I would not take the over.
Hopefully not shenanigans, but look, if this is going to bring eyeballs in, and if you want people locked in for the entire game, perhaps there might be.
Look for a lot of technicals. Officer Friendly says, I guarantee you, if Team USA had lost to Serbia, Steve Kerr would be raked right across the coals for not playing Jason Tatum at all. Questionable moves by Steve Kerr almost cost them a gold medal. Yeah, but the questionable move probably wasn't not playing.
Yeah, like is that really the line there? Because you would have a hard time arguing, I think, that the reason that they were struggling offensively is Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum would have solved all the problems.
Yeah. There's one really glaring reason, and you know it, Keon. I know it. Randy knows it. Too many Lakers.
Wow.
I really don't know that that's true. When LeBron James led the game in points, assists, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Listen,
listen,
best player on that
it's
team.
not tangible on the sheet, but it's true. Too many Lakers.
I believe that's true.
Yeah. Monkey Puncher says, I hope my dream boat, Dylan Cohen, has a nice weekend. I don't have Instagram, so maybe we can hook up on Tinder instead.
Oh boy.
You know, you missed him by like an hour, right?
You know, an Instagram account is if you have a Facebook account, you can set one up in 2 seconds. If you just don't set one up, maybe he's not your dream boat. Maybe that's just that's really the line there. It's like
you're going to go the stalker distance.
You're going to hope the random, random, wheel of roulette that is Tinder is going to pop up. Dylan Cohen, when he's literally giving you the access to his
he'll probably see her down by the airport later this weekend anyways. Isn't she that strip club?
I think we all do, yeah. Ralph Has Crab says, Ralph is a known Team USA hater. He's one of those right-wing extremists that watches Team USA because he thinks they're all too liberal.
You're out of your mind. First of all, I'm a Democrat. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. Just like you were not a
so wait,
Seahawks
so you're switching teams back and forth politically. This is
I have that right in this country.
You do have that right.
I got to go sit down.
It just is also very
Yep.
It's very on brand for you.
I am not a Team USA hater. I am disappointed in the way they're playing. That's all.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back and pick it right back up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. Team USA's first weightlifting gold medal in 24 years comes courtesy of 21-year-old Olivia Reeves.
I kind of knew I was going to cry. Feeling the weight of this competition is different than the others. Even though it's the same, you get your three attempts, your 6 minutes. It's the same, but it feels different in there. There's just the environment. So I kind of knew there were going to be tears, good or bad. I kind of knew when I got here.
Other gold medals for the U.S., Rye Benjamin in the 400-meter hurdles and the women's 4x100-meter relay team. That's 33 gold in Paris, tied with China for the most. Meanwhile, no medal at all for the U.S. men in the 4x100 relay. For the fifth straight Olympics, they botched the first handoff and were disqualified. With this Summer Games update, I'm Brad Heller, Westwood One Sports.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation. Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card? Uh-huh. Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase. Really? Yep. And you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hi, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Neil. And I'm Nathan.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Whoa. Who's the new guy?
Well, I'm known on social media as Mr. AZ Sports.
Oh, you're one of those internet celebrities.
Yeah, the internet's really popular. You should learn about it.
Hold on, Neil. We'll still be the same great show.
Will we talk about sports?
Yes.
Will we interview Arizona sports personalities?
Sometimes, yeah.
Will we have fun?
Of course we will.
And I'll bring real knowledge of Arizona sports to the show.
Fine. He can stay.
Welcome to the team, Nathan. It's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We are way behind on the text line. Let me get caught up right there. Bear Claw says, the other day when I got home from work and I was having a car issue, I asked my wife to check it out, the car there. At the time, I was listening to your show. She heard you guys talking about the pole vaulter schlong hitting the bar. Oh, boy, what a way to introduce her to the show. So what would she say? She likes the show or is now looking at you funny because you listen to the show? Judging you.
Could go either way, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
While she looks up a pole vaulter.
Oh, I'm sure that the pole vaulter did get Googled. I'm sorry, Bear Claw. I'm sorry. Angry Texan says, is it ironic that all the best players from Team USA play in the Western Conference? I think not. Just think, every team left has NBA stars from the Western Conference, including Serbia, France, USA, Canada. I'll tell you what, it did feel like a Western Conference final when Serbia and Team USA were playing, huh? Hefty Lefty says Spurs fans should worry about Wemby slipping on his laces and breaking his twig legs out there. His shoelaces are so long, they are legitimately touching the ground.
That's not wise. I don't know why that would be the case. Why? That's his call, I guess.
Maybe he needs Velcro straps.
Maybe that's the secret to Wemby's strength.
I doubt it. I think the secret to his strength is that he's 7'4".
He's always looked like at any moment something's going to snap.
Could be. Yeah, a good strong wind
would
just break something.
But he keeps going, so good for him. Canadian Mountain says, oh, that weightlifter who won gold just had a huge pun. She said that she definitely felt the weight of the competition. Oh, my God, that's so funny. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Whatever that Canadian weightlifter's name is. I'm assuming she's Canadian.
2 minutes.
I don't know who it was.
The one that won gold?
I don't know. Who was that?
She's American.
Oh, yeah, still 2 minutes. Canadian Mountain says, sounds like Ralph's mom drank too much and smoked too much weed while she was pregnant with Ralph. He's a few bricks shy of a load, if you know what I mean.
What are you talking about?
What?
Wow.
Where did this come
why
from?
Why are we attacking Ralph's mom?
I mean, if my mom was alive right now, she'd probably beat your, what? She was
after the weed war.
Yeah, I mean, she was a tough little Sicilian. I mean, I can tell you stories.
No doubt.
No, really.
Chief Skull says JD Ralph is a Team USA hater.
JD Ralph? I told you I'm Democrat. I don't understand what the problem is here.
Okay. Harry Soap says Dreamboat. Haven't heard that term since like the Little Rascals.
Yet here we are.
Might tell you how old Monkey Puncher is. Kane Kitten says the Steelers and Texans are on the. Why are you showing a monkey
That's
with
Monkey
symbols?
Puncher right there.
Oh, you have a Monkey Puncher
You know what?
sticker.
I'm sorry. I have this because Nathan says he sees this in his head all the time. So,
So is that to mess with his head?
yeah,
And
I put it in front of him during the show.
And he's on your show.
Yeah, I make him stare at it the whole hour. Sorry.
Isn't Neil the one you need to be able to put into a coma every now and then?
They're both a mess.
Yeah.
I think Ralph has
You
a
really know
couple
how to
of,
pick him?
Ask him.
Ralph's got a couple of shots. Just Needle's just sitting over there. At any moment, he could just handle Neil. Yeah, just at any minute.
Yeah, stick some
Just a
Ozempic.
quick.
right in
Yeah, boom, down he goes.
King Kitten says the Steelers and Texans are on the NFL Network. Cardinals tomorrow night on AZ Family Sports TV 5 at 4:30 for the pregame. Do you need a pregame really for preseason? Just
Yeah, of
well,
course.
Well, it is preseason for the TV crews.
Just go to the
as
game.
Yeah,
well.
no, I understand why they do it. Do you, as a viewer, need to see the pregame
No, not
for the
really.
preseason game?
Go to the game. $2 tickets.
Who's going?
I'm just
Are you
saying.
going?
Tickets are $2.
By the way, who are these people you have running around out there with Weekend Warrior shirts on? There was some dude in
Yeah, he's in LA.
going
went
to
to-
the Chargers game.
He went to the Chargers camp, the Rams camp, and he went to the Cowboys camp. Pretty good stuff.
Where'd he come from?
He's part of our show, but he's not on the air with us. We have others. We do other stuff too.
Yeah, I saw that on the Twitters. There, I was like, what? That doesn't look like Neil.
I mean, if he was,
Yeah, just saying. Bear Claw says, does that wasp spray work? Oh no, that was from yesterday. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think he's got that yet.
Oh, you didn't get wasp spray yet, Yorkian? Did you look up the fake wasp nests that we're talking
I
about?
thought he said yesterday he's waiting on the pest control guy to come out there on Monday.
We don't have to need to wait on them to look up the fake wasp nests.
I don't need him to look it up, but I couldn't find it. Like the wasp nest in the. So I don't know if there's a stray wasp got in there.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I have no earthly idea. I just haven't seen it.
Moist One wants to know, anybody going to the Jim McMahon meet and greet today?
Why?
Where?
What are you talking about? Scratch Me Because says, listening to Ralph on the radio is like hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. Feels great when you stop.
Wow.
Chief Skull says, did Ralph just give away that he has a burner phone and is actually Monkey Puncher?
No.
No.
Well, welcome to the program, Ralph. I mean, I was off for a good
Boy.
week and a half, and I feel bad for you.
I know. I tried to help out for you, but now I heard you were back, and I was like, thank God, man.
No,
I got to
man.
listen to these clowns for 4 or 5 days.
You must be a Democrat. You're very sensitive.
If I was a Democrat, I'd be in the corner crying.
So Kevin Durant, I love Kevin Durant. He's very cool and calm and collected. He says some pretty good stuff, and then he gets on Twitter and just goes crazy, yelling at people. First thing that I saw today was where he's like, somebody asked him about patriotism, and so they're like, your country doesn't seem to treat you and your fellow African Americans very well, and how can you be so patriotic? And he says, well, a lot of bull bleep happens in our country, but a lot of great things happen too. That was that hit it right on the nose right there. Hit it right on the nose. There is a lot of bull crap going on, but I like how he just doesn't get fazed by well, at least not by reporters in person. But then he's sitting there and some reporter said something online, and he saw that and he couldn't help it and started typing. At least it wasn't a burner account, but Kevin Durant.
I think the burner account days are done.
Somebody-
Once you get caught with it, it's like, all right, now you know what I really think. I will tell you it all the time.
This American reporter was like, "Oh yeah, Serbia, oh man, they were so good," and blah blah blah. Blah. And he's like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "What?" That's what Kevin Durant typed in. Where are you from? Well, you're saying all this stuff. I mean, it's Team USA here, man. It's like what's going on? And he got into a whole big old thing with that. So, Monkey Puncher says, "I for one like Ralph. He sounds sexy with his smoker gravelly voice." I picture Tom Selleck when I think of Ralph.
Ooh, that's pretty close.
I have been called Tom Selleck when I was younger.
Wow.
You're like what Tom Selleck rinsed off.
Wow.
Man, I'm not sure who's giving it to me worse right now.
It's just the fourth dimension. It's just like the
Just savage today. Wow.
You can't open that can,
it's
man.
it's a 2v1 right now. It's just
It
the fourth
is.
dimension's throwing one punch, and then he's trying to defend from them, and then here comes Jeffrey with the uppercut.
What?
Can't
Wow.
see it. I just wow.
That was a compliment. I don't
That
know
was a
everybody's-
compliment.
That's really a hard one to spin there.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Yeah.
Hurry Harry says everyone should like Ralph. He's a Seahawk fan. Go Seahawks.
Absolutely. Go Hawks.
Well, I mean, everybody's got character flaws. That just happens to be one of Ralph's.
Yeah. That's
No.
what I told the King, Mr. the King. I talked to him today, Randy.
Oh, you
Talked to-
did?
yeah, I talked to
All
Mr. the King, and the end of the call, he brought up. He's like, "Oh, I like Ralph because he's a Seahawk fan." I'm like, "Well, I'm not holding that against either of you."
Well, we're buddies. I mean, he's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy.
The only reason
he-
is because you're a Seahawk fan.
Did
No.
Mr. the King, did he mention me at all?
No, I'm sorry,
Damn it.
but he remembered you. He didn't mention you. He's like, "You guys are a lot of fun. I can't wait to be on again."
Ah, you guys.
Yeah.
So he really didn't remember me.
He'll remember you when he comes on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I just need to try harder. That's all.
you
No,
call him
no,
Mr.
you
the
tried
King.
just adequately hard enough. You're good.
I just need to try harder.
So I guess this is a real thing. You can meet Jim McMahon at Mint Cannabis
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I-
that sounds
I-
right.
I did just Google it.
for an autograph signing today. Oh no, I think at Northern Avenue at 5 o'clock.
But you got to give him a dime bag for every
Yeah.
auto.
There's also three more signings tomorrow. It's Saturday.
And a Mint Cannabis at Bell Road, Tempe, Mesa. I mean, I
That
don't
makes
feel
no
like-
sense.
I'm not plugging this.
That's
I'm
weird.
not plugging this. I just feel weird sending, "Hey kids, let's go to the weed store so we can meet what's left of Jim McMahon." I
What's
just
left of
don't
Jim-
Oh,
need
no.
to.
Talk about a one-hit wonder.
He's got somebody moving his hand, signing Jim McMahon.
He's like
He's got eyeglasses on.
He does actually in the picture have
deeply stoned.
have them on because
Yeah.
And here
if
I
he
like how
took them
Jim
off,
McMahon in
you
this
wouldn't
one
even know if he
picture,
was awake.
He's got his hand up and he's showing that one Super Bowl ring right there. In the,
There you go.
Well,
You
that's
got
on
it
his
straight.
left hand, and then he's got his Roselle headband on and his sunglasses.
Sunglasses are in the picture. And you know what happens if you take them off? His eyes are red and bloodshot.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
can you even see
Clear
right
it.
now what's going on?
and by the way, there's no headband because there's no hair to
Yeah,
sweat.
there's no
so
more.
He's going. He's going.
Headband got retired a while ago,
Well, I mean,
bandless.
you could say the same about LeBron, but
along with the remainder of his hairline.
Bald people wear headbands.
7994 says, "Did Ralph just call Jim McMahon a one-hit wonder?"
Yeah, he was a one-hit wonder.
Because that's what his bong says too.
Yeah. That's good.
That was 7994. I don't have a
That's
texture
great.
nickname for this one.
wow.
Ralph has crabs. Says, despite what I might say about Ralph, I like him because he's a Seahawks fan. Sure, he may flip before the end of the season, become a Rams fan when Geno Smith goes down, but I still like Ralph.
I will not flip ever.
Since the
I'm
last
a
time.
loyal Seahawks fan.
Mm.
I am a loyal Seahawks fan.
Lost Toby says, I like Ralph. I mean, I would like Ralph to shut it, respectfully.
Respectfully. I got something you can shut.
What?
No, Ralph. It goes like this. I have something to put in your mouth to shut you up.
Do
That's
that
what
too.
you're supposed to say. Can I just say that if let's say I was on a team, they got invited to the White House, right? And it's like, oh boy, we're invited to the White House. And then they're like, oh, let's meet the president because we won. That's what happened to the Texas Rangers. Hey, we get to go meet the president. We won the World Series. And it's almost been a year ago, but okay, I guess we'll do that this month. But so, and they show up and they got classical music playing, right? Because the White House kind of be classy, and you're just walking along and you're like, well, that song sounds weirdly familiar. What the hell is it? Oh my God, that's Creed's Higher. Why are they doing this? They were actually bringing him in, serenading the Texas Rangers with Creed's like Higher, but classical version. You know, I mean, I would just, I mean, they won't wrestle you to the ground if you walk out, right? It's only if you you come in uninvited. If I were to say, okay, I'm out, and I walked off, They wouldn't like shoot me on the lawn or anything, right?
No. Only if you went somewhere you weren't supposed to.
Why would they play that song?
Well, just trying
Why
to be funny.
Creed. Why Creed?
Encouraging. Well, that's the song they used. That was their.
Did they really?
Yeah, that was their battle cry through the whole playoffs last year.
That makes me angry that they won now, even more so.
Teams latch on to crazy things. It's
It's kind of like back in the 70s when the Pirates grabbed onto "We Are Family" by Sister Sledge.
That's
that's
such a random choice.
Well, I mean, Creed was the battle cry for the Texas Rangers.
We don't have to talk about. Let's talk about what the Nationals
Every
did
team
in
does that.
2019.
The Nationals did that Shark song.
They did.
They did what?
It was
Baby Shark?
Yeah, Baby Shark. That was theirs.
Shark.
Oh, can I just tell you? That showed up. Is that a spoiler if I tell them? That showed up in the latest episode of the Umbrella Academy. And it was pretty funny the way it was brought in, but I was so ready for that to be over.
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Well, DJ Shark.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for the song now. That's the thing. It's just it's attached to a very positive memory for me. So I can't hate the song now.
I hate the song. Oh, by the way, 7094 was Kaler the Quitter. Kaler, why don't you have your name on here? What happened to
your old phone, Kaler? Did you get robbed again?
Is this a burner phone? When did he get robbed? I don't remember him getting robbed.
I don't know. I just threw it out there.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
He is a Russian spy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Angry Texan says the Academy Award for Outstanding Performance in a Drama goes to Ralph Romano, Neil Lynch, and Mr. AZ Sports for the Weekend Warriors commercial.
Oh, gosh.
He's actually, no, we're thinking more Razzie on that one.
That was horrible.
That's more of a Razzie.
It deserves a Razzie. It's horrible.
You can't say nothing, Ralph, because if I'm not mistaken, aren't you the one who hit send on the email?
Yeah, I must have had, like Parkinson's that day or something, because I should have never pushed that
6 or 7 drinks. Who could say?
Can I ask a question? Do you guys have more than one microphone in that studio that you can
4.
record on?
And 4. Is it the bathroom?
It's not the bathroom.
Oh.
We do have 4, though. We left one open by mistake during that recording.
Oh.
As you can tell.
Moist one says, Creed was a big part of the Rangers World Series run, everybody. See, that was the one normal text you're going to get from Moist one. The next thing he's going to have.
Because he's good for one normal text in 10. So the next 9 are just going to be absolutely horrific. And then maybe if you're unlucky, the 11th is going to be just, you can't even read it out loud.
Right. Moist one is the kind of thing he'll text next would be something like, you know how when you have when you're playing video games and a guy teabags you? Well, if it's a lady, you know what that's called, right? Oh. Flappuccino.
Wow.
That's what Moist one will send next.
Something to that.
You just got flappuccinoed.
Flappuccino.
I just out moist one.
Yeah. I was actually thinking back to the innocent days of my life 5 minutes ago before I heard that.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We come back. I don't know. We got other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get. Could be lower testosterone. Lower T? Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me. I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real? Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor. which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HIM to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HIM to 321-321. That's HIM to 321-321.
On job sites, few things are more important than a solid work boot. At Boot Barn Work, we pride ourselves on knowing that no matter your trade, when there's hard work to be done, your boot should be built for non-stop protection and mobility. Thorogood checks all the boxes. Their Wear Anywhere boots are time-tested and crafted with the highest quality materials for relentless support. For job-fitted boots, Thorogood at Boot Barn Work.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
It's the sound of the fight songs, the excitement of the rivalries. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. It's the national rankings. College football is coming. Listen for it on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hippie No Stockings is on the text line. She says, all these people cutting down Ralph has got me thinking, you haters truly hate the guy, or are you just pretending because I'm thinking I might have to dump the alleged loser?
What the damn?
Wow.
That was straight fire.
Straight fire.
Please don't dump Ralph. I can't imagine what he'd be like if he was lonely.
Keon, this is why you don't say I do.
I mean, clearly, this is the third time, by the way, this week I have been told by somebody who works at CRC Broadcasting to not get married. So
wow.
It just none of you make it seem like it's a good thing that happens. I'm not in a rush. I wasn't in the first place, but now I'm like really, really not like this. This just
3 people. Wow.
Seems Jeffrey yesterday.
Definitely Jeffrey.
You today, and then
what? Monkey Puncher says, is Moist One single? I got a girlfriend that loves to talk dirty, and I feel like they'd be great for each other.
Jeez. Not sure I'd set him up.
I feel like I'd feel bad doing that to another person.
Does your friend not mind ending up on a cold case show? I mean, that
the first 48. First 48.
Oh, no. I feel like that'd be inevitable. So, hey, this was sad. This was a sad thing. I thought it was the Olympics. Turned out it was just the National Bank Open. But that dude from Greece, the tennis player, his name is Stefanos.
Yes,
Sisypheus, I think is how it's pronounced.
Tsitsipas.
I feel like I nailed it.
No.
Yep.
It's pretty close.
Spot on. Yep.
So he, I guess, his dad was his coach, and I guess they got in an argument during a match, and then after he just fired his dad right there. He's like, "You need to leave now," and he ended up losing the match anyway. But he was playing this dude from Japan, and he was losing 6-4, whatever. And then later he's like, with a heavy heart, I inform you, my collaboration with my father as coach has come to an end. I prefer to keep my father in his role as father and only as father.
Wow.
Man.
Well, at least he didn't hit him with his racket.
That's funny. Yeah, they gave me a memory, a flashback. When I got to be 16 years old, I'm standing there with a tennis racket, and my dad and I almost came to blows, and I almost beat him with a tennis racket. My mom was like, she got in the middle of us, and I moved away. Yeah, that was a good tennis racket.
It would have been a waste, you know.
So anyway, I feel bad for Stefanos. I just hope that doesn't damage his
Well, sounds like he's going to be happy about it. I mean,
well, no, I mean he's they got it. I bet they get back together. Because if they've gotten this far in life and been close, I imagine they can still be close.
Well, I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to be a bit awkward, but other than that, I mean,
I remember that time I
weird
fired dad.
Yeah, that's not easy. That's not easy.
Hey, Dad, I hope you find work soon. Happy Father's Day.
Sorry, Mr. Sun Devil Raul says, hey, Monkey Puncher, FYI, I'm single. Moist One says, sorry, honey, I only pay for sex.
Jeez. Wow. Wow.
Bruno Baller says, I'll give Ralph this. He takes a lot of abuse and continues to come back.
I've been married for 33 years.
This ain't nothing. One of these days, you got to bring Pippi out to a remote. Yeah, so then people be like, oh.
Get it.
So this, to me, seems like Michigan is flipping the bird to the NCAA almost as much as Jim Harbaugh, because now it turns out that Michigan is naming Jim Harbaugh honorary captain for their opener game. Nice. He'll be there as an honorary captain on August 31st.
How about that?
That's like double fingers from Michigan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they going to fly him out in the Michigan, private jet?
He's got enough money to get there on his own.
It has to be to stick it to the NCAA, because your honorary captain is a guy coaching another football team in Los Angeles. There's nothing. The only connection that he has right now to Michigan, outside of, he won them a national championship, is he's accused of cheating, and you are being investigated / punished for it.
What makes this even more interesting? Let's say they fly him out. He's sitting there. He's an honorary captain, August 31st, but the new coach is suspended because of the same stuff, that Jim Harbaugh got sanctioned over. So now he's like, I could coach, but they won't let me. Sorry, I'm going to stay in my chair here. You guys, good luck to you. But the new coach, he might be gone for like 4 or 6 games, right?
Yeah, it looks like 4 games that he's going to be suspended for. So good luck. I mean, it's you any of those games doesn't go the way it's supposed to in the Big Ten, you're pretty much done. That's just so I don't know what Michigan's going to do or going to be like this season. I know that they're using this as a kind of us against the world.
Who are they
mentality.
playing in the first game? Is it like Elkington Junior College or something?
Fresno State.
Oh,
that's going to be a tough game.
Mm.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's not for Michigan though. Fresno State is one of those schools that be careful when you schedule, because sometimes upsets happen. Them, Appalachian State, just on paper, you should destroy these people.
I don't think Michigan
in reality,
I don't think Michigan ever wants to play Appalachian State ever again, ever.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, Fresno State's another one of these schools that just, there seems to be upsets that they're involved in an odd amount of them.
Monkey Puncher says, if I were to have sex with Moist One, I would definitely have to be paid like a few $100,000, not hundreds. Well, you need at least that much for the antibiotics. You got to make sure you get that. And therapy, probably going to be a lot of therapy involved. Can I just want to say, shout out Man Card Accreditation to a guy in West Virginia. His name is Rutherford, and he's a young guy. It sounds like if somebody's name is Rutherford, you're picturing like an old guy with a tobacco pouch in his pocket.
All right.
And the glasses. No, this is a younger guy, and he's a young dad, and he has a 3-year-old daughter, and he likes to take her fishing. And he says, I got my daughter this little $9.99 pink rod, and she's 3, so she can kind of reel them in, but she can't cast out. So we were there together, and I cast it out for her, was holding the rod. She was sitting on my lap, and all of a sudden, whoa, the thing almost yanked right out of my hands. Turned out he had an enormous catfish on that line.
Oh, my goodness.
So he screamed at that little girl, you can do it. No, I'm kidding. He didn't do that. Adjust the drag, stupid. No, he immediately puts her down, and he, with this little pink rod, sits there and reels in a record-setting fish, 43 and a half inches long, 46.7 pound channel catfish.
Wow.
Here's a picture right here. Wow. Look at the size of that.
Look at
prehistoric looking thing. It is huge. That's just an ugly. I caught a 4-pound catfish, and I felt like this is pretty big. 47 pounds. That's like my dog right there.
Yeah.
He just caught my dog.
Yeah, essentially.
So $10 little pink, Zebco reel and rod, and he got himself a record. But that's her rod, so I feel like she should get the credit on it. Well, he did all the work, so nah. No participation trophies for this kid.
Right
anyway, but that was pretty damn manly with a little pink rod, still able to bring that thing. Just lucky as hell that rod did not break. I want to know where he bought that thing. I'll get one of those. I don't care.
No kidding. Yeah.
But that's a record, at least in West Virginia, 46.7 pounds. Well done. Well done. Bruno Baller says, how many of us remember the baseball player Catfish Hunter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Oh, yeah. Jim Catfish Hunter, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. Angry Texan says, Fresno State is actually a pretty good school. Okay.
Yeah, they're obviously they don't have access to all of the talent that everybody has, but they're always well coached.
Sorry. Randy and I are giggling because my camera's gone blurry and I keep trying to get it to focus and it just got worse.
You look like a background character in your own frame.
Hold on.
We got to come up with a better way for you to show pictures on the Zoom.
Well, I stick the picture up there and it's blurry until it gets into focus, and then when I try to pull it back, it's yeah.
We've got to find a better way to do that because you're killing me.
There
man.
we go. I got it.
I keep looking at Jeffrey and he's all out of focus.
We don't have to bring attention to it.
Oh, Jeffrey. It
just makes me feel like I'm drunk looking at you. It's
speaking of drunk. Never mind. Wow. Well, I was excited and I remembered it's not going to be available here. But Dunkin' Donuts just did it. I think, where was it? Somebody else. They had a boozy pumpkin spice latte drink. So what you do, if you're trying to soften up the life, you get her one of these boozed infused pumpkin spice latte drinks.
We're trying to soften her up a little.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I guess before you you lob out the next vehicle purchase that you have in mind.
It worked for anything really. 6% alcohol in this thing. So
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's a lot for a coffee. That's
part of the Dunkin' Spiked line they launched last year. And here's the thing: I don't think it's going to be available in Arizona though. I think I saw a map, and maybe only half the country is getting it. So if you're listening, go to their website and check it because I can't tell you. I think California has it, but Arizona doesn't. That's some bull crap right there. Yeah, it'd be nice. There's a vegan version.
How do you make a vegan version of a pumpkin spice latte?
I don't know. It's California.
Without real milk, I guess.
Oh.
Or you use some milk substitute?
No, it's breast milk.
Well, that wouldn't be vegan.
It's okay if it's human.
Now hiring at all Dunkin' Donuts.
Vegans are really weird
moms.
about that. Yeah.
It's really
They're in the back room, man. With the pumps.
Interesting.
They're at the pumps. Oh my God.
They're just standing there all day like, this is, be honest, my arms are a little tired.
Put your arms up.
Yeah.
Watching TV.
All you hear is,
It's like a dairy farm.
Hey, remember we had all those ladies listening? Yeah, that's all right. That's going.
It was a good run.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was a nice run.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was a little longer than we deserved.
Oh boy.
So what do you say from here out we talk football?
Okay.
Please.
Did you guys watch any of the preseason game last night?
No.
It was on at my house. You guys have no idea. My wife loves football so damn much. She's enjoying the preseason, and she got all excited watching that Milton guy. And I was just like, I just stopped talking. And she ordered pizza. It was like regular football night at my house last night. And
Hey, Joe Milton's got a big arm, but
she's like, oh yeah. And I said, it's preseason. Turn around. She's like, shut your mouth. It's football. I'm like, oh. Wow. So I never said another word about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Caution.
no, I'm interested in. I usually watch quarterbacks. I'm interested in like the young quarterbacks, so I'll watch some Caleb Williams. Looking forward to seeing Jaden Daniels. Kind of it for me. That's the end of my list.
When is the Rainy City Bitch Pigeon game?
Saturday.
What time?
In the afternoon against the Chargers.
All right, that's when I'll schedule my stuff. Anyway, we got to take another break, and we'll be back hour 3. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
O'Reilly. Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. And oh, look, Ralph from Harmon Solar is still here. After the beating he took in the last hour. Respect. No, respect. What else is? Oh, yeah, you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So we got some preseason action on right now. Let's see, you got Dolphins and Falcons happening. You got Steelers and Houston happening. You got Ravens and Eagles happening. So a lot of it's on NFL Plus. Only the Steelers and Houston is on the NFL Network right now. And I feel lucky that I think tomorrow, or which Wednesday is it? Where are my Colts at?
They play Sunday.
Sunday at 10 a.m. They're on the NFL Network, so that's good. I don't have to pay for any weirdness or get any goofy websites.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cardinals, that is going to happen on Channel 5. That is happening with Channel 5. So that happens
Channel
on
5.
Saturday at 5 p.m.
Channel 5.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeesh. All right. So you guys didn't watch. I did watch. And one of the things I saw, I don't know I hope they don't do it for the whole season, but they have, how they would always have a marking for first down, a marking for line of scrimmage. Well, now, because the kickoff is new, they have drawn a rectangle from the goal line forward to what they call the landing zone. Like that's where the ball has to try to drop and then not roll into the end zone. So I
think they'll have that all season.
I don't care for that. I don't care for that. And one of the things I have observed with the kickoffs is it just seems slow. Everything just seems like, and maybe part of it's because they're reacting like they're not used to it. They're trying to get their heads wrapped around it. But that was the idea, slow it down so you didn't have those kind of cranial breaking impacts that the kickoffs used to have. But I don't know.
It takes the energy away, right? You know how you have that energy in that first kickoff? It's gone. It's completely gone now.
It's just kind of flat. Flat, I think, is the best way to put it if you've seen it. So yeah, not very exciting. Not very exciting at all. And I mean, listen, you got to try new things. And even the NFL has said they might change some of the rules and how these things work on the fly. So what you're seeing right now may not be its final form. But if it's going to be this flat, just give them the damn ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
Just stop kicking the ball. Save the kick for the field goals. Don't kick off. Save it for punting. Save it for field goals. I mean, this isn't anything. It's just meh. You'll get very rarely are you going to see anybody have the ability to go past the 35-yard line. Because you just don't have time to build up that much speed before you're already greeted.
Yeah, I mean, there are some teams that are experimenting with just putting running backs back there because the running back would have the vision to. It looks like you could kind of essentially recreate a running play from that if you can, then we might see that increase. But if not, then
it's a running play that everybody knows is coming. A running play that works is where you've done some misdirection and the quarterback has looked some people off and away from the play, and your linemen have been able to get the right blocks. And this guy, but you're not going to get 35 yards. You're going to get, if you're, on a general sense, between 4 and maybe 10 yards. So, I mean, even if you do that with a running back, everybody knows it's coming. Everybody's running right at that position. It's not going to do any better than just having it, somebody else do it.
Yeah. I said, I think I just want to see what the thing becomes. Like, I don't think that this is as good as it gets. And maybe the ceiling on this is not much higher, but I don't know. The fact is, players still have no clue what the hell they're doing. Special teams coaches have to adjust to this too. So you're trying to coach guys to basically play a version of special teams they've never played and you've never coached. You're just not going to get the best version of this for maybe the first couple of years that we have it.
Well, I just already can we just not do this? I mean, I'd like to see them just can we take this back? Can we vote on this? Because that'd be great if we could vote on this. Let's
just wait and see. I mean, if it's
funny.
flat, it's not any worse than giving them the ball at 25. Like
it's funny because we didn't get to vote on the institution of this kickoff rule. That was
funny how
owners.
that works. All of the people who aren't involved financially didn't get to vote on it at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
I never would have imagined.
If we stop this and we just do a place the ball to 25, could we get rid of some people on the team? No, I mean for salary cap room. I mean, could you then get rid of?
What they'd want to do, Ralph, is just replace those people. They'd want to replace those people with other positions. A lot of talk has been about the quarterback position and extending how many people you can have on for that. But like I said, you still need the field goal. You still need the punting.
Yeah,
so
you need the kicker.
Right. And then a guy to hold the ball. And then, that's pretty much
usually
it.
a backup quarterback. That's it.
That's pretty much it.
So you could probably free up some spaces.
Not much, but
yeah.
Well, you don't need the guys running back and forth down the field that never play, that are on special teams only. You
Yeah.
get rid of all them, put them on the practice team.
Yeah.
It's an idea. I mean, if we're going to get rid of the kickoff,
those guys may be playing like that, but they're also backups to other positions.
Yeah, but they're like third and fourth string guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
but what you need over the course of an
Maybe.
NFL season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep 'em on the practice
long
squad.
term, Ralph.
Yeah,
So you pay them
like-
less and put them on the practice squad. You don't have to
Okay,
travel
but
with
if
them. You can save money like that.
you do need to travel with them because if you have that grouping of injuries in a game,
Ralph.
We didn't have the guy because he's back at the practice squad. He's not here. He didn't dress for the game.
Something happens on a Saturday night, you get a bus out there for him. I mean, whatever. You
I mean,
figure it out.
Okay, but
You
in
get
the
a
game,
bus out
the
there.
bus is not going to make it too.
Depends how far from home you are.
Usually, that's really far.
Well, it depends.
What are we talking about right now?
If the Giants are playing the Jets, it's a freaking walk.
Okay, cool. But if the Giants are playing the Chargers, it's not.
You get a small plan.
And most they're not playing the Jets. 17 games a year. So what are we talking about?
I just don't like that we have all these. And to me, I love the old kickoff. Let's run, and I like the old onside kick too. Let's get a running start and go.
Well, with the Guardian helmets, can't we just maybe bring it back?
Probably. Why not?
I mean, we'll see, but it's not like the Guardian helmets are as good as they're going to be yet either. So it's just not a foolproof thing. No, this is just where we're headed. So
guys in the 70s and 80s did it. Let's just do it again.
Yeah, and some
So
of
what
them
if they don't
can't
know their name
spell their
anymore?
own names.
Yeah,
but
like
they're
the good
rich.
old days. You snort a line of Coke, you run out there with a cigarette, and you get the play done.
Right. Back in the days when Coke was cut with super cane, it was good.
Yeah,
Let's go.
And then now, guy can't remember his wife he's been married to for 40
That's
years.
not a
Like,
bad
that's
thing,
just-
Keon.
Yeah, I think it is. Got to tell you, think that's pretty.
I don't know.
It's like a new friend every day.
Bruno Baller says, if you take the kickoff after a score away, what would the onside kick option be? I think they actually addressed that at one point where you would have like a fourth down play. Like you say, we're doing this, a really hard to make 4th and 20 from some advantageous placement for the other team. So that's like an onside kick kind of thing. But I feel like
I like that play.
I like it, but it's maybe too easy. Maybe too easy for the people trying to get that fourth down done. I don't know if that's the same difficulty level as a onside kick would be.
No, onside kicks are ridiculous. What is it, like 1%?
Right. So
it's just stupid.
If you're going to do that, it has to be like 4th and 30 or something. If you really want it to be, a fair chance.
Unless you want the odds to be better than 1%.
Well, you make it 4th and 25 and you bring in your second string. You have to have a second string kicker or a quarterback. Can't be your first string.
Why? That seems arbitrary.
Well, then, I mean,
well,
it
what
could
if
be-
your,
make it
your
harder.
first guy is hurt and your second string is already playing?
Third string.
What if you don't have one?
Wide receiver.
Sure. You have all the answers.
I got
Yeah.
answers.
You got answers.
You want to make
are
it
they
hard?
good
make it
ones.
hard.
Are they
Not good
good?
ones,
Yeah.
but answers, yeah.
Make
Yeah.
it hard if you're going to make it hard.
No, I agree. Make it hard.
Make
if
it
you
hard, but don't arbitrarily start telling people what personnel they
I
can.
feel like 30 yards.
This
might be.
just
Pippi No Stocking says, excuse
her.
me. She says, back to the alcoholic Dunkin' Donut lattes. I would need like 4 of them to soften up. And, well, Ralph wouldn't need any.
Wow. Can you block her?
Wow.
I'm not that brave.
Another fire shot.
Straight fire.
Wow.
I am not blocking her.
I'll block her in the morning.
You do not have authorization. You can get us all killed. Brunswick guy says, just want to say hi. No yelling by Keon today, huh? I see his medication's kicked in.
Brunswick guy. I don't have anything to say to you.
Monkey Puncher says, here we go again. Pictures on a radio show. You know what, Monkey Puncher? We've gone over this. I show a picture to the people who can see it on the YouTube, who watch this like it's a TV show, but I always describe it when I do that. There's never been a time I haven't radio described something. You're the only person complaining about this. Please stop.
This is more than a radio
It's
show.
lame. It's actually just lame at this point. You and Brunswick
Me?
guy
What I'm
actually
doing?
together. Monkey
Wow.
Puncher and the
He just
constant.
called me lame.
You just called Jeffrey lame? Why would you do that, Keon? I'm not sure.
Why would you call me lame? I didn't do nothing.
Wow. That was rough right there.
Poor Keon.
And it's Friday, Keon. We all know what happens on Fridays around the Radio Ranch.
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, he gets up early and comes inside.
You know what? Jeffrey, just show him a lot of grace and mercy. A lot of grace and mercy here.
Uh-huh.
I'm very sad now.
I don't see Jeffrey as a
Well,
grace
I
and
wasn't
mercy
talking to Jeffrey. I was talking to the person whose voice he was being. Monkey Puncher.
I thought you were calling me lame.
Ah,
No, what
my
from
bad.
the context of anything that I said would be that.
You know I don't listen.
It's true.
That's pretty obvious.
That's true.
It's
Were you
very
standing
obvious.
up for me?
I was trying to.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Nah. I'm good.
Well, I just had the heartbreak of like, oh my God, Keon just called me lame.
Yeah. That was rough.
It was just, no, that's all good.
You weren't very clear, to be honest.
You were speaking on behalf of somebody, and I
Hmm.
responded to them. If I was talking to you,
You
I
got to
was-
say their name.
okay.
Or else I thought you were
then
talking to me.
We'll do that moving forward. All good.
It's not too late to stand up for me,
It is.
Okay.
The ship sailed. Like the fact that you thought that I would call you lame. Like, how long have I known you? I've never
Long
called
enough
you
to
lame.
call me lame, I think.
I just, and then I would have done it already. Why would
Don't
I have
you
waited
dare.
till today?
And there he goes again, calling you lame, Jeffrey.
You've never
I just
done
don't
that.
You
understand.
dare. Quiet Cannon says, we were talking about the new kickoff rules. Simply invoke flag football rules on the kickoff. Minimal
Yeah.
high-speed collisions, 99-yard returns to the house is one of the best plays in football. What does he mean, flag football
flag
rules?
football's
Touch.
a different game.
You could be touched with quite a lot of force. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
we
that's
played,
how we got here.
when we played, people,
That's
People
how we
killed each
got
other.
here.
yeah, there
Let's
was
go back
nothing
to that.
gentle about that.
Yeah, let's
I
go back
just-
to that.
Dude, back when I played a little flag football, I broke my collarbone playing flag football.
I knocked a guy unconscious in flag
See?
football.
And there you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just not even intentionally. We just
You were trying to stick up for him, and
we
it just
we knocked
went
heads
horribly wrong.
Well, no,
Yeah.
no, that's
Did he
that.
call you
I don't think
lame?
that. I think that's an overreaction to that.
wow.
Personally, no, we just ran into each other.
Hmm.
I was a defensive back. He was a receiver. He broke on the ball. I wanted it. I got the ball.
Hmm.
Our heads collided. He was asleep on the grass. Game over. They called it. You just,
Wow.
Did you
He
get
was
to
it's
fall-
the
did
only
you get to
concussion
run it
I've
in
ever
for a
seen in flag
touchdown?
football. Huh?
Did you get to run it in for a
Well, they
touchdown?
blew the play dead.
Oh,
So of
that
course I
sucks.
did.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Keep going. Play through the whistle. Last Optimist says, when Jeffrey describes the picture, he's complying with the Americans for Disabilities Act. If Mr. Wilbur ain't complaining, none of the rest of
There
you
we
should
go.
be.
There we go.
Mm.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, Wilbur's never complained about me describing a photograph or something.
Just look at this photograph.
Don't you dare.
Every time.
Don't you dare.
Just the moment you started, everybody knew.
Bringing Nickelback into this after all the crap we said about Creed. I don't need to be hearing any Nickelback from you, Randy.
I don't have any nickels at all.
First
You know what
things
you're talking
first, I get called lame by Keon, and now you're going to start.
I never
quoting
called you lame.
Nickelback.
No.
And then we got Ralph on the show.
I haven't called you anything yet.
No, I know you're just here. So,
I got
wow. I'm just trying to talk about football, and I'm just getting attacked by everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Ralph, okay, so for the people who need things described, Ralph looks better than he's ever looked before. He's never looked more handsome than this very moment.
As a black rectangle. That's
what I do.
Did you cover that camera with your middle finger, Ralph? Is that what I saw?
No, I've got a cover.
Oh.
I can just drop this cover down and I'm good.
I took that cover off. I was just like, what's the point of that?
I don't want people to watch me undress.
And neither do they. So last night, can I just give you a pump the brake kind of thing here? Sure. If you watch any of your preseason games this weekend, if you watch any in the next 3 weeks, just be pumping the brake at all times.
All right.
Be pumping the brake at all times because, everybody is like, oh, my God, Joe Milton III. Oh, wow, he looked great. Oh, my God. They're like, oh, man. And then people were like, oh, well, the other guy, why didn't they let the other guy? They didn't even let the other guy play at all. What was up with that?
You know, the rookie they took in the first round, the third pick.
Yeah. So I'm more like, I can understand both ends of this. Drake May, they're probably like, we don't need to get that guy hurt. And everything we need to see from him, we're going to see in our practices. We're going to see in our, practicing with other teams thing. And so they're probably, if the longer a quarterback is in on a preseason, that's the guy we got to see the guy do something, or we want to see him learn something. So if they only did one possession with Drake May, it's probably because they're like, yeah, we've seen what we need to see. We know what we got with him. But let's see what the other guy's doing.
The reason why that's coming up as an issue is specifically because Drake May has looked bad in practice. So
you're like, well, we know he stinks.
The people who need reps, of all the people who need reps against the defense that is going to hit him but not kill him right now, he absolutely does.
Well,
like Joe Milton's not going out there mid-season. At some point, you expect Drake May to be the guy.
Their thinking is got to be, we paid a lot for this guy. We did a lot for Drake May. Let's not get him hurt in a preseason game. Yeah, he's behind. Yes, he's not doing great, but this ain't going to be it. This ain't going to be where he starts to figure this out. And they're like, they're just playing it safe is what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too safe. Like you kind of have to know what your situation is. And again, maybe they feel better about where Drake May is than than is being reported. But just in terms of what has been seen, it's like the guy needs the work. And this is the time where you're least likely to get destroyed playing football, is during the preseason when no one's trying to get hurt.
So whatever happens, just remember to pump your brakes. Don't sit there and look at Joe Milton and say, wow, he's amazing. He's going to be like Tom Brady. People are like,
that's crazy. But I do think there is like a lot to be impressed with him. He's got incredible deep ball accuracy.
Sure. I mean, and again,
that's real.
In camp, in preseason, that let's be realistic. But everybody looks, they're like, oh, wow, look at him. And then like, he was a 6th round pick and he was taken 6 places before Brady got picked. So there's like, there's this connection. And like, this is going to happen in every preseason game. A couple of things are going to happen. You got broadcasters who are going to be like, we got to think of some crap to talk about. This is going to be a long 3 hours. So they're going to be digging up and saying whatever they can, gunging up the people watching, going, isn't he looking great? No, it's not. And what are you looking at?
And he does look great against other third string guys.
Right. Like that's a preseason game.
Yeah. It's just you're playing against a base defense. You're playing other third stringers. So you're not going up against elite NFL talent at this point if you're Joe Milton. And look, you've got to go out there, play as good as you can. And he has done that. But the reason why he was a 6th rounder was he was playing at Tennessee. And Tennessee's offense was effective for college but it's nothing like a pro style offense. It literally nothing translates. He was an impossible player to evaluate because you're like, how good is this guy? There's no way to know.
I remember watching because the most preseason I ever watched is of the Arizona Cardinals. Not because I give any bit of two craps. It's because my wife watches every minute, and because she's a super fan. And I have seen some quarterbacks, and you're like, wow, that guy looks really good. Oh yeah, and you start rooting for him, and then the next thing you know, gone. They don't, not even on the depth chart. And doesn't make it anywhere in the NFL. Probably ends up in the UFL, XFL, whatever else. So do not let your eyes deceive you. Don't let the broadcasters deceive you. Take everything with a grain of salt. Pump the brakes on Joe Milton III, and also pump the brakes on over analyzing in the other direction, going, oh my God, he looked horrible out there. It may not be what you think it is. It could be they're looking to see what they're not even looking at that guy. They're looking at four guys over here to see how they handled the line or how this person runs this route. They're looking for different things in preseason games and setups than what you, a fan, would be looking at.
But you can win a starting job in preseason.
Sure you can, yes.
I mean, that's what Russell
Right.
Wilson did. He came in and
Absolutely.
beat out Matt Flynn.
But
I never saw that coming.
But that wasn't just preseason games. It
Yeah.
was
It was
practice.
camp. It was
Yeah,
everything in
Russell
total.
Wilson was
Yeah.
kicking his ass every day
So
in
maybe
practice.
Milton's kicking his butt in practice too. I mean, who knows?
Maybe, but you're not going to learn that from the broadcast.
No, I agreed.
So like that's what Jeffrey's saying, I think, is like you're just not going to know how good is Joe Milton really just from what the broadcasters are saying and just from what he looks like playing against third stringers.
I mean, Drake May is not going to see the field probably this year.
He shouldn't.
Not at this rate.
He
no.
shouldn't.
He's looked terrible in camp. Just hasn't looked good.
It's Jacoby Brissett's team right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Maybe it's Milton's team and you don't even realize it.
Well, if you have the experience of Jacoby Brissett versus Joe Milton, is like, oh, that's a tough one. I probably just
No.
lean on just maybe winning a few games if you're the Patriots
Jacoby
right
has
now.
got that job.
Yeah.
Joe Milton
does
is not
for now.
outplaying Jacoby in those practices. It's just not happening. But I do think that there might be something there with Joe Milton to where, yeah, let's go ahead and put him out there too, so that if he looks good and other teams say, hey, we might find ourselves in a place where a quarterback goes down and then we have to make a trade for a Joe Milton or something like that. Like that might actually
No, that's
be
what I was
valuable
saying
to you as well.
Who I can't remember who it was, but a coach was talking up one of the backup quarterbacks. Of course he is. He may have to trade him later. So everything's going to be positive. Everything's going to be positive.
Yeah.
Last Optimist says, and this is why I advocate for not watching a single preseason minute. And Quiet Cannon says, good advice, Jeffrey. Pump your brakes and don't poop on the beach.
Yep.
If you
You
learned
can't.
anything from the show today, those
Yes.
two things, pump your brakes and, hey guys, can we not poop on the beach?
Please.
That's- Don't
Please.
think that's too much to ask.
Yep.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about some other football stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
College football, the preseason coaches poll was released on Monday. The Georgia Bulldogs were ranked number one. They got 46 of the first place votes, and they're the betting favorites to win this year's national championship. Georgia at plus 280. Ohio State ranked second. They are plus 400 to win the national title. Oregon plus 650. Texas joining the SEC for the first time plus 850. Alabama under new coach Kalen DeBoer is at plus 1400. The Ole Miss Rebels, who are ranked sixth in the preseason poll, are also plus 1400 to win the national championship. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. American Rai Benjamin beat his rival Karsten Warholm of Norway to win the 400-meter hurdles, reversing the order of finish from Tokyo.
I didn't know I was going to win until like 5 meters before the line. I was like, don't get caught. Don't get caught. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to do it.
Meanwhile, gold for the U.S. women in the 4x100-meter relay in the pouring rain. Gabby Thomas passed the baton to Sha'Carri Richardson, who pulled ahead on the anchor leg. But a botched handoff disqualified the U.S. men in their 4x100 relay Noah Lyles did not participate. 60 straight Olympic wins for the U.S. women's basketball team after blowing out Australia. They'll go for an 8th straight gold on Sunday against France. And Spain wins gold in men's soccer 5-3 over France in extra time. With this Summer Games update, I'm Brad Heller, Westwood One Sports.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Checking something real fast. Just want to see. Hey, we're still missing 2 teams from the Premier League. What the hell? You know, we took the teams out that were relegated, and then we brought and invited up the teams that were going to join us. And I still have 2 open damn slots right here. We got Sweaty Pants in there. We got Keon back in there, and Pinocchio has joined us. But I got 2 teams sitting there blank.
I haven't done it yet.
Huh?
I'm not in there yet.
Yeah, you are. You're right there. I see you right there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you never left. Okay. You know, you actually survived. It was Rosalie Michaels, fantasy girl. She got relegated down to League 3, and she has joined them. What?
I said bye-bye to her.
Don't get cocky, kid. She auto-drafted like from Paris. So I don't know what's going to happen next time. She's going to come back pissed is what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Was it Paris or Italy? I thought she was in Italy.
She was in Europe somewhere.
She was no, she was in Paris having dinner with her daughter, and then she spent the rest of the time in Italy. So that's
Italy.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens to her in League 3, that's none of my business. But all I know is Premier League still has 2 teams that haven't shown up yet. Man, what the hell's that all about? And by the way, if you have played fantasy football with us, and you have not received an email from me saying, hey, guys, you need to verify that you are playing or else you will be deleted, well, then hear my voice now and send me an email, blender at 1580thefanatic.com saying, this is so-and-so from League whatever, and my team name is this, and yes, I am playing. And then I'll put you into the database, and you'll be safe. Otherwise, I'm going to start deleting people, and then I'm going to move people into your slots. We got a bunch of people waiting on a waiting list to join us and play. So ain't screwing around. August 15th is going to be the deadline. This weekend, I'll send out another email, and I'll send out another notice, all the ways I have to do it. But I feel bad because somebody's going to go, why? I didn't hear. You know, there's always somebody. And you can still get back in and play fantasy football. You're just not going to be where you were. So, we're not going to close you out. I just got to make sure everybody's actually playing, just because there's nothing worse. We never happens in the Premier League. And there's a handful of the other leagues where everybody's pals and they play and everybody shows up every time. But in some of the other leagues, there'd be like one guy who he gets in there and he's like, I didn't draft very well. Guess I can't win. And they just walk away. That's no fun for everybody else. That sucks. So, we can't have anybody doing that. So we're going to clean the place up and make sure that everybody is engaged and playing, so it's fun for everybody everywhere. It's better when there's real competition. 888-368-1580. Let's talk some more football. I just was really surprised to see this news, but then again, I hadn't really heard much from him. Juju Smith-Schuster got released from the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah, he was with them for a season, didn't do great. But I mean, neither did the Patriots, though, to be honest. So they decided to go ahead and release him so he has time to get picked up by another team. So what happened to him? I thought he was great. And then now I'm hearing he's just getting cut by a bad team.
He hasn't really done a whole lot, in my opinion, since he was with the Steelers early on in his career. I mean, it just seems like the slope of his career has just been like a downward kind of trend. Ever since the first couple of years.
Well, in 22, he had nearly 1,000 yards with the Chiefs when they won the Super Bowl. And then I guess for whatever reason, they sent him away. And then with the Patriots, he had like 260 yards. And now he's teamless. So is it something that has become wrong with him, or was he just in the wrong place at the
kind of. I mean, he went from being a guy that was, part of a big part of what the Steelers were doing offensively.
Well, and what the Chiefs were doing.
And with the Chiefs, he wasn't nearly as big a part, but he was still,
933 yards.
Still effective, right? So he was clearly, playing at least solid enough football, but then you're playing with the Patriots. They had their whole quarterback disaster last year. The offense wasn't working. And so I think with the Patriots, I don't know exactly why they're releasing him, except that maybe it's just not a good fit. Whatever it is that Juju Smith-Schuster does well for an offense isn't the direction the Patriots want to go. They do have a new coach this year, so you have all of that stuff factored into it too. Maybe they're just moving in a different direction, and he gets a chance because he clearly, I think, can still play.
Nothing to do with Ayuk, you think, right? I mean, because I know they were trying to get Ayuk, and
they flatlined on that. So
Ayuk doesn't want to go.
This happened today. So if that was about Ayuk, they would have ditched him out sooner.
Yeah, and I also don't think that Ayuk is the factor there for the Patriots, because it's not like he's making so much money you couldn't have him and Ayuk. You could have them both. But I just think Ayuk doesn't want to go there. That's just plain and simple what it is.
I think Juju should go back to Steelers. They could use another good quarterback. I mean, a good receiver right now.
Maybe the 49ers
good fit
and
for
he's
him.
familiar with it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think that's where he winds up.
What about the 49ers? I mean, I imagine they could use another guy.
No, because they just drafted a guy, Pearsall.
Oh, that's right.
And they're okay there. But Ayuk is going to probably be gone unless, I don't know. We'll see. But
I think the 49ers, I think they're stalling. That's all it's been. I mean, they've never had any intention of trading Brandon Ayuk. They were like, okay, so he doesn't want to go to the Patriots. Fine. He says, how about the Browns? Oh, you want to go Browns? Okay. And by the way, the Steelers, they just aren't offering a good enough money for you there. And so he's like, so basically, John Lynch has been sort of misdirecting and stonewalling Ayuk. So he has to sit down, and he has only two choices: sit out or play. For the 49ers.
I don't know that that's necessarily what John Lynch is doing so much.
I think it is.
The teams are not going to give you everything for a guy they know isn't happy.
But you also know nobody's going to give you 2 first-round picks for Ayuk either.
Yeah.
And that is what John Lynch has been sort of floating out there. He's doing this on purpose.
But that's his value to them.
To corner Ayuk into either playing with the 49ers or sitting.
This is a message to any player who decides to demand a trade. If you're a really good player, your team's not going to give you away for free. You're good. Why shouldn't I ask for a lot for you?
No, he's not 2 first round.
He might not be. I don't think so either. But
That's
if you're
John Lynch playing.
But if you're the Niners, I don't want back what your value is. I want what your value is to us right now. Our Super Bowl window. We don't know how long this thing is going to stay open with all the people we have to pay. you're worth 2 first rounders to us right now.
Well, they're trying. I heard they were trying to see if they can get a third team to come in and help with the trade between them and the Steelers. That's what I read this morning.
Which good luck with,
because they're trying to get picks. That's what they really want.
That's the name of the game in San Francisco.
Well, they know next year they got to pay Brett. They got to pay what's his face,
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy next year, and they're not going to be able to afford to keep giving all these guys his money. They need young guys. They need
the window is this year.
The window's
so
this
they
year.
should be doing
Absolutely.
whatever they can to keep Ayuk, and I think that's exactly what John Lynch is doing.
And the only way, and that's his value to them. Like if you let Ayuk walk through that door, you better get a king's ransom. You can't go back to the owner and go, yeah, well, we got exactly his value. We're not going to win a Super Bowl this year, but we got exactly his value back. Your owner doesn't want to hear that.
Big George says, hey guys, sorry I'm late to the show. My wife's car took a dump, so I had, I hope it wasn't on the beach.
It's been a problem. It's been a major issue. And
no, he means it broke down. Okay,
Oh.
sorry. He says, if those people don't respond, can I join the Premier League? No, this is not how it works.
It's a merit-based thing for
I will show up at their
listeners.
houses. The Premier League is a different kind of thing, George. Someday you'll know. Irish for me says,
wow.
Notre Dame forever. Keep giving us great program to listen to. Go Irish. Okay, well, stop shouting at me, though. I mean, we'll keep doing the show if you just stop shouting. That's all I ask. Got to feel bad for the Lions. I just got to say.
Why?
Well, it's a bad day anytime your hooker gets a concussion. You know, your
what?
Their hooker got a concussion.
Hooker.
Hendon Hooker, quarterback.
Oh,
What were you thinking, you filthy filth?
I was thinking what you were
You
thinking.
dirty man.
I was thinking what Monkey Punch was thinking.
When
Well,
your hooker
nothing
gets a
good.
concussion, you've gone too far. Old Hooker was playing in his first game, and remember, and this is actually the first time he's played since 2022 when he tore his ACL at Tennessee. But he ran the ball 4 times for 34 yards, and he was Anthony Richardson basically in this preseason game. And blam, took a hit to the head, and he's now got a concussion.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you hate to see.
Hey, Dan Campbell, take it easy on your hooker.
but also Hendon Hooker is a run first quarterback. That's the mobility for some guys it kind of offsets their passing game. It's just a second thing to throw at a defense. For him, that's kind of primarily what he's best at. He's a decent passer, but he's a better runner. Just ran into some trouble that time.
It was a costly night for the Lions. David Bada, he had a torn Achilles in that. Yeah. And then offensive lineman Connor Galvin, he hurt his knee, got a bone bruise. So I guess that's not quite as bad. But so you got a concussion, a bone bruise,
bruise is gonna stick with you all season.
A season-ending David Bada with the Achilles. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. Take it easy with the ankle biting, guys.
No wonder some of these teams are like, yeah, that's why we don't play our starters in every preseason game. Just it just takes one play.
Irish for me just texted in, but in regular, he says, I promise to be a good lad. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, we've got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's a daily blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply. Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KETTLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KETTLE to 321-321. That's KETTLE to 321-321. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit TalkNowAZ.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at TalkNowAZ.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
I don't laugh out loud very often. I just looked over. Moist One's text says, I'll let Big George take my Premier League spot for some feet pictures. Oh my God. You're such
Don't
a
do
damn
it,
pervert.
Don't do it.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So we're talking some football, and Jerry Jones, he's getting into Biden years, if you know what I mean. He's getting into where you're like, maybe don't let him talk. Maybe because the inside thing came outside. And when he said, he's like, well, let me tell you, I don't feel any urgency to get a deal done with CeeDee Lamb.
We noticed.
Of course, CeeDee Lamb tweets out LOL because he's like, And then Dak Prescott is like, no, there's urgency. He says, I've got urgency for this to happen. And so everybody, and even Jerry Jones's kid came out and said, there's no way he plays for anybody else. You know, we're going to take care of this.
Well, everybody had to come in and do cleanup, I guess. But I'm just kind of concerned about the Cowboys' sense of urgency overall in general. Like their entire offseason, the draft, free agency, they didn't do anything. So
What?
This is
They brought Zeke back. What are you talking about?
oh yeah,
Huge,
Yeah.
huge.
Zeke and his and I'm just kind of pulling the stat out of thin air, but Zeke and his 3 yards a carry. Oh wow, yeah, that'll do it.
Jerry Jones like, oh, listen here. I went to high school, okay, and then I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but yeah, I'm saying it. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done. You can give it any reason you want. Cool. What was that all about? The high school and college, Jerry? What?
No, that wasn't that far off. 3.5 yards a carry. Yeah,
I don't have an urgency to get it done. Simple.
You don't say that out loud. I actually agree with you. I think that they got to stop putting microphones in front of Jerry's face.
Hefty, you're right. I am all in, except for CeeDee Lamb, except for with anybody in the draft, except for anybody in free agency. But other than that, I'm all in.
Just I
I'm
don't
all
know.
into a bottle of Viagra. I'll tell you that much. Right now.
The Cowboys looked like they could be a dominant team for like a couple of years last year. And by the time this offseason has run its course, I don't know that that's true.
I mean, he's had all offseason to get something worked out and done. All offseason. Yeah, okay. The offices closed down after the Super Bowl and they don't reopen again until March. But still, he could have spent some time getting this thing taken care of, having this figured out going into this season. And what he's going to do, he's going to screw around and lose CeeDee Lamb. And Dak Prescott is just out there to play ball. I admire him. I think he's enormously overpaid. But, I mean, Dak, reschedule or, rework your contract to help CeeDee Lamb get signed.
All I know is that Jerry Jones's kids, they got to start wrestling the microphone out of his hands when he starts saying stuff like that. I don't expect not to have CeeDee Lamb. Wait, what? I don't expect not to have. That's a confusing sentence. I don't expect not to have CeeDee Lamb.
So I do expect to have him.
Yeah, it's a Texas thing.
I know. I just need a moment. Confusingly and surprisingly, it's
Texas,
accurate.
Texas double negative.
I don't expect not to have him. How about you? I expect to have him, Jerry.
Well, Jerry's from Arkansas. He's not an actual Texas guy.
That's all I need to know. Yeah, you're right. That's all I need to know. Dear God.
But no, that plenty of players that play wide receiver got signed this offseason, or at least franchise tagged. I mean, you talk about T. Higgins or Calvin Ridley. I think a bunch of these guys got deals worked out. If you want CeeDee Lamb that bad, and you should want CeeDee Lamb that bad. The guy's awesome. You have to have him signed. You could have this hanging over your head throughout the entire season, but do you really want to enter next offseason in like a Stephon Diggs situation where the guy's just been unhappy and so now he wants out? And then you went from being perhaps a contender to whatever they would be without CeeDee Lamb, because I don't like it.
They have to pay Dak next year too, don't they?
Yeah, Dak's coming up.
And he's going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league next year.
He's going to reset it.
Well, thank God the NFL Sunday ticket case went bye-bye, or because now you can raise the cap.
Well, there's probably going to be appeal to that, but either way, you don't need to raise the cap. That you should have prepared for what it would cost to keep Dak Prescott, or be prepared to move on from Dak Prescott. That can't surprise you next year. When all the contracts come up, you wrote them.
Big George says, done. Feet pictures incoming to the text line. No, they're not. No. I will block both of you.
No, that'll be the end of it. First off,
Big George.
To the text line, you want it forwarded to the moist one through Jeffrey? Do you think that's something he would actually want?
Twitter is where you do this, and don't tag me.
Don't tag any of us.
Direct message.
And I'm not speaking for just the Daily Blender. I'm also speaking for the rest of the fourth dimension.
Yeah.
Do not tag any of us. I don't want to
I
know.
think some of them want to see it.
All right. Direct message, Moist One, and Ralph.
I don't want to see it.
You just said you wanted to see it.
He just got small, hairy feet. I'm not interested in that.
Don't
It probably looks like
Big
Sasquatch.
George?
Yeah.
No, he's like a hobbit. It's just huge.
He's like a hobbit.
Big
Just because
feet.
he's big doesn't mean everything else is.
Like that's how.
Well, nobody has to see that, Ralph.
Forget about his feet.
Why does everything have to be dirty with you, Ralph?
Yeah, Ralph.
Yeah, it's me.
Last Optimist says every team is looking for an edge. Jerry Jones knows that if he wants to sign, he waits to sign players. The market goes up and he pays more, but he thinks players in a contract year will perform better. So he's willing to pay more when he does finally sign that, thinking he's going to get the year of them play. When's the last time the damn Cowboys won anything? The problem is players want whatever they can get now, and they don't care about next year. Well, if you're forced to play for the next contract, players generally tend to do that. But it's a short-sighted thought process by Jerry Jones and screws some people out of a contract. But, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but
the only issue with this plan that Jerry has is that CeeDee Lamb is an unrestricted free agent next year, which means if CeeDee doesn't want to come back and play in Dallas, I'm tired of the games. I'm tired. I'll have a contract year and I'll get paid by somebody else. That could happen to you. That could absolutely backfire. That works better when the guy's a restricted free agent. When he's unrestricted, you run a very strong risk of shooting yourself in the foot.
Hefty Lefty says Jerry Jones pages his secretary. Whoop, beep, darling, get on the horn and buy more negatives. I got 2 press conferences and a radio program this week. Yeah. I don't get it.
Because he used a double negative. That's the best I've got. I've got nothing.
Oh, the double negatives. All that guy. 5 more.
Next
I was
time,
thinking pictures or photographs.
That's what I originally thought, and I just thought, well, let me just reach for this here and help somebody out.
The double negative.
Save a drowning text.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hefty.
In the Seine River.
888-368-1580. So Jordan Love was talking. He's got his big old contract now, and now he is the man for the Green Bay Packers. And he says, he's been a lot of pressure. He says there's no hiding from pressure now that comes with this new deal.
Whatever. Most overpaid, ridiculous contract for that guy.
$220 million extension.
Ridiculous.
4-year, 220. But we haven't really, do you feel like you've seen that much out of him to pay him this much?
He's done more than Dak.
What? Because he got
He's-
what?
Jordan Love's done more than Dak.
He was in a playoff game or something?
Yeah.
He won a playoff game.
But to me, it's like
I'll take
what are your options? Like, I don't understand. People keep saying they shouldn't have given him the money.
No, you're right.
What options do they have?
No, you're right. It's
That's what a quarterback costs.
It's a perfect storm for
If
him.
you think, well, it's the perfect storm they orchestrated. So like to me, it's like they don't even get to feel bad about giving him the money. They were the ones that drafted him when they already had a quarterback on the roster. Everybody knows that in the modern NFL, you get your quarterback on a rookie deal and you play him if he's any good. You had a guy holding a clipboard who couldn't help you. And by the time he could help you, it was time to pay him after 1 year of proving anything. That's on them. That's not on him.
Still ridiculous. He's overpaid.
I don't think he's overpaid.
For what he is, he is. He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Please.
Yeah,
Part of this
but
is
not in terms of total money. Percentage of the cap it's not his fault the cap goes up every time.
They should have played him or traded him a year or two ago.
Well, they liked him. They played. I mean, if they really wanted the evidence that strongly, but I think that they thought they had enough. They saw enough in practice. We're not there. They are. They saw enough when he played, and they paid him on that.
He took the Packers to a playoff series. He took them into the postseason.
Yeah, and I do think with what they have, it's not like that team's loaded. Okay, it's not like a Brock Purdy. Like
exactly.
Is it Jordan Love?
Get to the playoffs again and again and again for that much money.
Well, yeah,
but
that's they wouldn't have paid him if they didn't think that'd be the case.
I mean,
it's not a charity that they're running.
Made some improvements to the team this year, but it's not like that dumpster fire in Dallas. I mean, I think Dak is overpaid.
I don't think Dak's overpaid.
I think Dak
I think hugely overpaid.
He just needs to get out of there.
It's just if you have to have a quarterback who can get you to the playoffs, or you've got nothing. And
Dak will
that's what
retire
you're paying
Cowboy.
for.
You think so?
He probably
I think
will.
you're right. I think he will.
He'll get paid. And Tio's, shame on you. We just got done saying I don't want foot pictures, and you send me that gnarly looking thing. Shame on you.
Oh, no.
Shame on you. I'm gonna make that your profile picture or something. Angry Texan says, so much Dallas Cowboys talk. Are we sure this isn't Dallas Sports Talk Radio? They only talk about the Cowboys too. Not any love for the Rangers, Stars, or Mavericks. Listen, we can't stand the Cowboys either.
But CeeDee Lamb is one of the best players in the NFL. And
we're laughing at you guys for being so dumb. That's what we're doing.
Angry Texan, we did talk about the Rangers earlier in their trip to the White House.
Right. And they suck this year.
Take me higher. Man, if I were a Secret Service guy, I'd have jumped, thrown my body across the speaker just to stop the sounds from hurting everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1905, Ty Cobb received a telegram sent by his longtime hometown Royston friend, Joe Cunningham, informing him that his father, Professor W.H. Cobb, had been murdered in a shooting accident the previous night. The incident would have a profound effect on the life of future Hall of Famer. He was only 18 years old when he got that news. It turns out, police later revealed to him it was his mother that pulled the trigger, and that was no accident. It was murder. Murder. Maybe that's why he was so mean. Remember all the stories about him? Getting into fights and
he was an SOB.
Putting cleats into people and he was a nasty player. Historically nasty player. He's a great player, but nasty, mean son of a bitch.
Yeah, he really was.
I'm thinking he might have got that from his mother.
Could have.
Just a guess.
You know who his brother is, right?
No.
Korn.
Oh, God damn it. We just got,
I'll
see
just-
yourself
I'll just-
out.
yeah,
sure.
I'll just
You're going to do that on a Friday right before the show's over?
It's a Friday.
There is no time to recover from that.
I've been off for a while. I've been saving that one up for a long time.
Wasn't there a movie about Ty Cobb?
Mm.
I think there was, and I wanted to see it because I was a little bit curious about it. Let me see. Cobb.
There
It
was a
called
movie.
Cobb.
Yeah, there was a movie about him.
And hold on here. Movie. I want to see who was in it. It was perfect. Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he was the lead role.
Perfect in that. Robert Wool was in that. It's the guy, the guy who played Arliss. Yeah. I want to see that. Why didn't I see? Has you guys seen it?
Mm-mm. I've seen parts of it. It's pretty good.
And they say it's almost 100% made up crap.
Probably.
A guy named Al Stump. Yeah. So turns out now, maybe not this movie. Oh,
Al
well.
Stump.
Still, Tommy Lee Jones. That's good casting. That's good casting. Tommy Lee Jones was the guy from the Fugitive movie. He was the U.S. Marshal.
Yeah, that's an ugly dude. Yeah.
Men in Black. That guy.
He was also, yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, just thought I'd end the week in the penalty box. What's this? He just sent a picture of a ruler. I don't get it.
Do you get it? I don't either. No.
A ruler?
Is that for Big George?
You're gonna need more rulers.
Gonna need to do both.
Big George says, Randy, I laughed out loud at your corn cob joke. Are we all drunk? Oh, Hefty Lefty says, no, it was a foot picture. Get it?
Oh, that's
1 foot. Yeah. That is going to be time that you'll serve on Monday. Don't even text in until 5 minutes into the show.
Yep.
I've had enough of this week.
Yep.
Moist One says, see you guys all for some breakdancing at 7 a.m. tomorrow. No.
Wrong answer.
0% chance of that. Ralph, thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
Randy, Keon, you guys get paid, so don't. We'll see you guys Monday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.